for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
rumble! Yeah. What's up? This is boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building, and we back. New media today, USA boxing. Happy Friday, and happy Friday. Yes, y'all. And you don't stop. Yeah, man, y'all gonna make me come out of retirement, man. Y'all gonna make me come out of retirement. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, salute to everybody, man. I hope everybody's feeling well. I hope everybody's doing good. Remember, if you woke up today, it is a blessing. There are a lot of people who wish that they were in your shoes today that did not wake up. So other than that, man, just be happy, be good. So, good evening to the people in the UK. You know what I mean? I know it's nighttime over there. It's 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock, something like that. You know what I mean? And depending on which coast that you live on in America, East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, you know what I mean? Pacific, whatever, mountain time. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody around the world. You know what I mean? So we're going to go ahead and let YouTube send out the notifications to everyone. And we're going to cook today, y'all. We're going to cook today. But I have a special guest coming on. You know what I mean? I didn't put the special guest in the title. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that he comes on. We're going to talk about the special guest. He's going to be on here today. And then after that, I'm going to cook. You know how we do it. So, you know what I mean? I'm coming with some fire today. You know what I mean? But I can't do it right now. We're going to let the special guest come on. We're going to interview him for like 20 minutes. And then after that, we got to let him go because his time is precious. And then I'm going to get busy. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody in the chat. So let me go ahead and, so far, we have shout out to Terry's Chocolate Orange Chocolate. Shout out to Ryan Thompson. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Fury's left knacker. I need to go look and see who's who in the back office and see who's been blocked as well. Need to unblock everybody, whoever is blocked. I don't block nobody. So moderators, do not block anybody. Please do not block anybody at all. Shout out to PED. Shout out to Mercy Grace. Shout out to Sam UK. Shout out to my brother Charlo. Shout out to Halim in the building. And shout out to Coach Asgi. MTK Global in the building as well. Halim. Shout out to Jedi Gremlin. Shout out to Ignorant Boxing. What's good, fam? Shout out to Double A to Sagittarius. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing in the building. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing. We need to try to get those subscribers up over there at Major Key Boxing. So once more people come on, I'm going to let everybody know, man. Y'all do that for the old boy. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Trey. What's going on? He said, let's get it. Pause. Shout out to Kevin Mosby. Shout out to Richard Slutsky. Shout out to Fury's left knacker. What's good? Shout out to Folobon. Shout out to Easy Bands. Shout out to Barry Coot. Cote. You know what I mean? Shout out to Apollo Dene. Shout out to Molder X. Shout out to Leighton Evelyn. Shout out to Jelly Domino. Shout out to Major Key once again. Let me go ahead and put this down. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody sent me a message. Let's see. I'm gonna accept this. Oh, this is my brother. General exclusive. Let me see. Oh, it's supposed to be primary. Let's move this to follow him. Let's move this to primary. All right, I'll get to this some other time. Sorry about that, guys. Very unprofessional. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Kristen NWO. Shout out to my brother PED. Shout out to Bruce Goals. Shout out to Shane. What's up? And let's get into this. So we're supposed to have legendary trainer Tommy Brooks on today. If you don't know who Tommy Brooks is, you know what I mean? Let's see. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you don't know who Tommy Brooks is a Hall of Fame legendary coach. A lot of the old school guys may know who he is. A lot of the young people don't know who he is. You know what I mean? But Tommy Brooks is a legendary trainer, a boxing coach. Shout out to Troy Graham. We got Troy Graham in the building. Troy is the one who made this possible with legendary training coach Tommy Brooks. We're not going to take much of his time. We're going to hold him for like 20 minutes. And then we're going to let our good brother Tommy Brooks, legendary coach and trainer, leave and get to his family. And then we're going to cook after that. So I am going to address the topic. Of course, the topic today absolutely is Anthony Joshua is the only elite heavyweight that I trust. And I'm going to tell you here's why. And I'm going to break it down like a 57 Chevy. And I will come with receipts as I always do. See what I'm saying? So other than that, Troy, what's going on, fam? Let's give Troy a round of applause.
Yeah, brother. Do you see him in the background or anything like that? You see Tommy? You don't see him in the back? Yeah, because he was having some issues, trying to log on with the link. He said it keeps telling him Facebook or YouTube, and then when he clicks the YouTube is telling him to sign in or something.
But you're clicking the same link though.
Yeah, I'm clicking the same link, so I don't know. But
all right, let me do this. Let me see. You clicking the same link?
Yes, yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, you're clicking the same link. Let me see. Oh, tell him to listen, YouTube or Facebook. He clicks on YouTube. Oh, I know what it is. I know what it's telling him. He's gonna have to.
He's on the phone real quick.
I know what it's going. Basically, he's gonna have to go through his YouTube channel. Tell him to click YouTube. Tell him to click YouTube. I know what it is. I know what it is. It locked him out. So tell him to click YouTube. Yep, and he'll be able to enter the studio. Tell him to click YouTube. That's what it is. You heard me? Shout out to BG for the super chat.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Salute to BG. Shout out to D-Town Blaster for dropping that half a dub on your boy. D-Town Blaster.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What's wrong with this dog? What's wrong with this webcam, man? This webcam be going. I got another camera. I like this webcam, but I have another camera that I have to set up. I have to go to the Geek Squad with Best Buy and get them to show me exactly what kind of technical difficulties I'm having. D-Town Blaster said that on Sup GM Dub in chat, I'm dropping that half a dub on your boy. AJ is the only elite heavyweight. Beating one boxer doesn't make you elite. KO and 40 grocery store clerks doesn't make you elite. Beating champs and top 10s do. Yes, you know what I mean? We're going to talk about that. You know what I mean? I want to cook right now. Guys, I want to cook. And I got some things I have showing up on my screen that I want to share with you guys. But I'm waiting on the legendary Tommy Brooks to come on. We're going to have Tommy Brooks come on the show today. Basically, let's see. Yeah, we're going to have Tommy Brooks come on the show today. That's the plan. But we're going to cook. We're not going to hold him long. We're going to keep him for like 20 minutes, guys, and that's it. If you don't know who Tommy Brooks is, he's a legendary Hall of Fame trainer. He trained Evander Holyfield. He trained Mike Tyson. He trained Michael Grant. He trained Larry Donald. You know what I mean? He trained Vitaly Klitschko and Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I mean? He trained Vasily Jurov. You know what I mean? He trained Mike McCullum. Mike McCallum. Sorry about that, Mike McCallum. You see what I'm saying? He trained Meldrick Taylor. You know what I mean? Junior Jones. He trained David Price and so on and so on and so on. So he's very, very legendary. We're gonna ask him some questions about the Glove Gate conspiracy. We're gonna talk about that. I pretty much know what he's going to say because I asked him this question before on Major Key Boxing's YouTube channel. Guys, please subscribe to Major Key Boxing YouTube channel. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subs before the year is over with. So we're trying to get him to 1,000 subs. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos of interviews that Major Key has allowed me to come on this platform and interview some of these legendary Hall of Fame fighters and stuff like that. I got some videos I'm gonna put up there with me interviewing Hasim Rahman on Major Key's boxing channel platform. It wasn't my platform, it was a Major Key platform. They're doing a lot of great things. You know what I mean? But we want to see can we get his subscribers up. So that's what we're going to do. Shout out to Lady Shan in the building. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So okay, cool. All right. So let me do this. So they're having technical difficulties. They having technical difficulties with Tommy Brooks trying to sign in. Sent them the link. So let Let's do this. Let's do this. Let me do this, guys. Let me do this. He's having trouble signing in, so I'm gonna see. Can I sign in myself? Go in as allow. I'm signing into the show through my phone. Enter and let me see. Woo! Sorry about that, guys. All of that feedback. That was my bad. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I was able to get through. I'm just trying to make sure that, I tried to sign in through my phone. That's what I just did. I don't understand why he's having difficulties, but let me see what we can do on this end. But anyways, man, yeah, man, that's what we want to do, man. We want to make sure that we can, you know what I mean? Because it's a very, very good. Yeah, I don't see him yet. Yeah, I don't see him yet, Troy. He was having some issues signing in. I sent him the link again. Okay. Yeah, so we're just trying to get him in there, man. So if you're fans of Mike Tyson, which I was a fanboy of, Coach Tommy Brooks is he trained Mike Tyson. He was one of Mike Tyson's trainers. Mike Tyson worked with several different trainers. You know what I mean? Tommy Brooks is a solid guy. He's one of the best in the business. He learned under Eddie Futch. He learned from Angelo Dundee and Lou Duval and a lot of these other people. You know what I mean? So this guy's bad boy. You know what I mean? Pernell Whitaker, he worked with Pernell Whitaker as well. You know what I mean? So, this is a solid guy. So we want to ask him some questions, as it relate to just his experiences in the sport of boxing. We want to ask him some questions as it relate to what's going on in the heavyweight division today from his perspective. We want to ask him some questions as it relate to, just certain things, what goes on in the background in the locker room, especially now. You know what I mean? Because we know there's a lot of half-truth narratives that's being spun out there to support certain narratives. You know what I mean? We know that, you know what I mean? But what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that we get to the bottom of it and just make sure everything's Gucci. As a matter of fact, let me do this. If he's having difficulties, yeah, I'm going to tell him to call in. He's going to call in. We're going to have him call in, guys, at yeah, that's it. He's going to call in, guys. So we're going to have the legendary Tommy Brooks call in. You see what I'm saying? Because he's having technical difficulties. So I'm going to ask him a few questions, guys. Any questions you guys want me to ask Tommy Brooks, please drop it in the chat. Shout out to Lady Shan. Please subscribe to Lady Shan's channel, Dundum Season. Rah! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to my sister Lisa Bales. Shout out to Alan Skill. Shout out to Eliza Feliciano. Shout out to Christian, NWO. Shout out to OG, double OG, triple OG, quadruple OG. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a quadruple OG over there, man. That's an OG on top of OG, on top of OG, on top of OG. You see what I'm saying? That's what that is. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Jedi Gremlin, salute to you, fam. We're going to have the legendary Tommy Brooks call in. Guys, let me know if you can hear it when the call comes in. You should be able to hear it, though, because everything is going through my Bluetooth. And, we just want to make sure, man, that we get a good interview. Any questions that you want me to ask Tommy Brooks, please let me know. You know what I mean? And we got to support the OGs who laid the foundation for a lot of the stuff that's going on today. I would definitely love to see like a documentary or something, guys, of not only just the fighters, but a documentary on trainers. Because the fighter is nothing without his trainer. You know what I mean? I don't care how good the fighter is, but that trainer is that guy that, that trainer is that guy that, you know what I mean? That pushes that brings the best out of that fighter. You see what I'm saying? The trainer is the guy that brings the best out of the fighter. You see what I'm saying? So, that's how important it is. That's how important it is to have a fighter, to have a good trainer. A good trainer brings the best out of you, right? The fighter can already have the tangibles that he needs, but that good trainer is the one that can see certain flaws and put together good game plans when this fighter is in the process of fighting someone else. Definitely, man, because we have to get to this AJ topic. We got to get to this. Why is AJ? AJ is the only elite heavyweight that I trust. We got to get to this today. You know what I mean? And I'm going to cook today. I have to. We got to cook today because all of the shenanigans and buffoonery and all of the stuff that's going on in the heavyweight division, basically surrounding two fighters. You know what I mean? Wilder wants to get his rematch. Well, his trilogy match, because fought the guy twice with Fury, and I think the powers that be might have pulled the plug on it. Has to be because of poor ticket sales. I find it very hard to believe that the ticket sales were excellent and it sold out and they just decided to pull the plug with 2 weeks left in the fight. That doesn't make sense to me. Just doesn't make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? It really doesn't. So, and then the whole Tyson Fury being sick, but then now they find out that he really don't have it. That none of that makes sense to me. So I think this is it's some shenanigans going on. But with Anthony Joshua, there's never no shenanigans. There's no shenanigans with Anthony Joshua. I noticed that. When Anthony Joshua, when he signed contracts, he fulfills them. Right? But I'm not going to get too much into it. Shout out to my brother Smith and West. Not going to get too much into it right now. We're trying to wait and see, can we get Mr. Tommy Brooks on before I start cooking, guys? He said he's going to call in. Yeah, he's going to call in. So, he's going to call in. So, well, this is Troy texting me. We're trying to get Tommy Brooks to call in. You know what I mean? So, there's a lot of people that don't like Anthony Joshua. Mostly if you're a fan of Wilder, you hate Anthony Joshua. So, you have Anthony Joshua haters. Then you do have people in the UK that love Tyson Fury. They hate Anthony Joshua. When you ask them why they really hate him, they can't say they hate him because of he lied, or they can't say you hate him because of he backs out of contract.
Unknown caller.
Here we go, guys. Hello. Yes, sir. Can you hear me? All right, wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, Tommy. I'm trying to figure out why am I not here? Okay, wait a minute. I know what it is. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Hey, guys, give me a thumbs up if you can hear the legendary Tommy Brooks. Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, listen, guys. I'm really excited right now. If you can hear, hey, Tommy, can you say something for me, sir? One more time, Mr. Brooks.
How's everybody doing?
Okay, good. Bruce Goals gave a thumbs up. Number one, yes. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Now,
yes, sir.
The legendary Tommy Brooks. This is his. His time is very precious, guys. So we're not going to hold him up too much. But again, as I told you guys, let's look at Mr. Brooks's resume. He trained Evander Holyfield. He trained Mike Tyson, Michael Grant, Larry Donald, Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, Vasily Girov, Mike McCallum, Mildred Taylor. You know Mildred Taylor, who got robbed by Chavez back in the day. We know that was a robbery. That was a robbery without a gun. You see what I'm saying? Junior Jones, which he should be going into the Hall of Fame soon. Hopefully, we're going to call for it. We're going to push for it. David Price, etc. So, Tommy Brooks, I know I can talk, so let me go ahead and stop talking. I want to ask you a couple questions, sir. Please,
go ahead, baby.
Please let everybody know, sir. Who were your influences in the sport of boxing when you decided to become a trainer?
Archie Moore, Georgie Benton, Manuel Stewart, Eddie Funtz.
Archie Moore, Georgie Benton, or Georgie Benton trained Pernell Whitaker.
Phil Thorne.
Archie Moore, you say Georgie Benton?
Yeah. Eddie Funtz.
Eddie Funtz, yeah.
Manuel Stewart. Lou Duval. I had a bunch of influence.
Oh man. Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Listen, guys. Hey, you know what? That's some damn good trainers right there, bro. You see what I'm saying? You talking about Georgie Benton. You talking about Manuel Stewart, Eddie Funtz, Archie Moore. Listen, that's a damn good resume right there. Really good pedigree to come up under. You see what I'm saying? So I know. I have to ask you this question. Didn't you at one point in time have some involvement with if you was with Pernell Whitaker?
Yeah, Pernell, yeah.
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker. Now you guys know, I think last time I spoke with you on Mr. Brooks on Major Key Boxing Show, I told you, I was a fanboy of Pernell Whitaker. I was a fanboy of Pernell Whitaker, fanboy of Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, and Marvin Hagler, of course. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So let me ask you a question. So
great fighters.
Yeah, some great fighters. So now, when you started when you started training, right? Explain to the audience, what was it like to take a fighter, a talented fighter, like let's say an Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield was a warrior, excellent inside fighter. His inside game was really good. What does a good trainer such as yourself, Hall of Fame trainer, what is it that you can do to bring out the best in a fighter? Because as fans, we sit back and we see the fighters put on a performance, but we don't understand all of the intricacies that go into putting together a good game plan in order to fight, to get your fighter prepared to fight their opponent. What is it that you do? You study game, you study film, or how do you go about preparing your fighter in order to?
There are a combination of things that you're doing. First of all, you gotta know who you're fighting. And you do that by watching film. Then you go to the gym, and then you work on what you're going to work on in the gym. Like sometimes you work on the heavy bag, sometimes you work on the mitts, sometimes you have a guy sparring, and you'll stop the workout and explain to him what he needs to do and what.
Yes, sir. So that's pretty much the preparation, even for a championship fight. Is it that's still the same as well, right?
Still the same. If it's a 4-rounder or 15-rounder. Okay.
And back then, I think when you was coming up, in training and stuff like that, even though you fought yourself as well, they had 15-round fights. So they cut everything down to 12 rounds, right? Explain.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have been guilty of this, Mr. Bruce, because sometimes I call certain fighters bums and stuff like that. My ignorance, I owe any fighter that I've ever called a bum an apology. I'm sorry, because I was dead wrong. I was ignorant for saying it.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Right. Yes, sir. So I'm apologizing. What I wanted to ask you was this: when you're training a fighter, right? What goes on in the locker room? Well, especially in today's time, because we know we heard certain things that goes on with gloves, hand wraps, stuff like that. How did you make sure as a trainer that before your fighter steps into the ring, that everything is on the up and up before your fighter steps into the ring against his opponent?
Well, if you don't have it down, so you're in trouble. That's simple. You got to do it in the gym.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying in the locker room. Like, let's say when a fighter gets ready to go into the ring, right?
Well, yeah. Like when you're dealing with a guy like a Holyfield or Mike Tyson, they know what they have to do now. It's time to just hear that bell ring, go out there and do it.
Yes, sir. As it relates to, let's say, if
you got to wait till you get into the locker room.
Yes, sir. But I think you're misunderstanding my question. I think what I'm saying is, before a fighter steps into the ring, you always have a trainer, go in the other locker room and watch the fighter get his hands wrapped. Hasim Richards was notorious for that. If he goes into the locker room and he see a fighter already have his hands wrapped and he wasn't there, he'll make that fighter, no, man, you got to unwrap them hands and re-wrap them in front of me.
Well, it depends. It depends on what commission you're dealing with. As long as the commissioner is there and they see it done, then you scot free. But a lot of states, just like you're saying, the opposite corner has to be in there to see it done.
What about the Nevada Athletic Commission today, as it relates to?
Well, I haven't been to Vegas in a long time, but matter of fact, that's what happened with I had Holyfield fighting Tyson, matter of fact. And they came in and said, no, you got to take that off. I said, look, man, you get out of here. There's a commissioner standing right there. And he said, go with it, man.
Yes, sir. Well, you said Holyfield was fighting Tyson?
Right, yeah.
And who you was training at that time?
I'm sorry?
Who were you training at that time?
Holyfield.
You were training Holyfield, yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you was training, but I just wanted the audience to hear it. I wanted the audience to hear it.
Yeah, I was training Holyfield. And then Mike's team came in and said, oh, man, you got to take that off. You got to cut all that stuff off. I said, look, man, you guys know what time you're supposed to be here. The commissioner's standing right here. Get the hell out of here. The commissioner said, he's right. See you guys.
Hey, I was, you know what I was laughing at? I was laughing because we was on Major Key Boxing's channel, and I was asking what was it? Hasim Rahman, because you trained Hasim Rahman as well.
Yes, they did. A tremendous fighter.
You
knock a brick wall down.
Yes, sir. You trade the Rock, and the Rock, and apparently, allegedly, that's all I'm gonna say. The Rock still he's kind of salty about Evander Holyfield. He was saying that Holyfield was notorious for doing headbutts. So I wanted to know, did you teach Holyfield a headbutt game in boxing?
No, that's against the rules.
Yeah, hey, I'm just joking, man. But listen,
that's the same excuse that Tyson was using. He headbutted me.
And we know how that turned out. Tyson ended up biting him.
Exactly. Yeah. He beat the brakes off of Mike that night.
Yeah, he did. Listen, I was so mad. I hated Holyfield. I was such a fanboy of Mike Tyson. Anybody that beat Mike Tyson, Coach Brooks, I didn't like him anymore. I didn't like Lennox Lewis. I didn't like Holyfield.
One of the best compliments I ever got was from Mike Tyson. Mike said, when I first got with him, he said, "This is the first guy that ever had somebody to whoop my ass. I want him with me."
Listen, Coach, didn't you train Oliver McCall, right?
No, I didn't work with Oliver.
No, he didn't. Yeah, no, Halim, he didn't work with Oliver McCall. He didn't work with him. I got another question I wanted to ask you because I wanted to get this on the record. I don't know if you remember, but I asked you, like in the sport of boxing, you always hear certain fighters or, fanagers, certain fans, even just certain trainers. I'm not going to say like which names, but I just heard this.
Right.
Fighters always have a trainer like yourself may have several different plans. You may have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D in order to prepare your fighter for a fight. Just in case plan A or B doesn't work, he can fall back on plan C or plan D. Now, the question I wanted to ask you, and you already know where I'm going at with this. When you prepare your fighter in order to get ready for a fight, this is for the chat, the audience.
Right.
How many plans do you prepare your fighter for before he go into a fight?
I've always dealt with just two plans. If the first plan is not working, then you go to the second one. If the second one's not working, you go back to the first one. 3 plans is too much information. You're just gonna get confused with it.
You guys hear that? You hearing this from a Hall of Fame trainer? Tommy Brooks. He only had 2 plans. When he go into the ring with his fighter, we're gonna have plan A. If plan A don't work, we go to plan B. If plan B don't work, we're gonna go right back to plan A. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Otherwise, if you got more information than that, the fighter's just gonna get confused.
Right. And if you have
not saying that they're not intelligent enough to follow the instructions, but it's just too much information.
Information overload, and if the fighter is confused.
Exactly. Especially if he's getting his teeth kicked out.
Let me ask you a question. I got another question I wanted to ask you. I want to talk to you about, have you ever been in a situation where your fighter was really getting beat really bad and you decided, you know what, man, I'm gonna either give him one more round to see what he can do, or I'm gonna throw the towel in. Have you ever had to be in a situation where you threw the towel in against a fighter that you trained that was really getting beat?
Pernell Whitaker against Trinidad.
Trinidad, yeah, I remember that.
I wanted to stop the fight. Pernell said, "No, don't stop the fight." How can I tell that man not to go out on his own field? So I wouldn't stop the fight. But I wanted to stop the fight, but he wouldn't let me stop the fight.
Right. I understand. Stephen, you can.
He got his jaw broken in the second round. he went through the whole, duration of the fight, with a broke jaw.
Man, that's a tough. I hated Trinidad too when he beat up Pernell. I ain't like that. I'm not gonna lie. Even though. No, hold on. I'm glad you said that because who it was, I think it was. Oh my God. Hey Troy, if you're in the chat, please drop in the chat. It was a fighter that we just interviewed, and he said some interesting things about Trinidad. He said Trinidad used to have brass knuckles in his gloves. I don't know how true that is. He didn't come with no receipts, but he said he had them. But who that fighter was? Do you know anything about that with Trinidad?
No, I don't.
Okay. You don't know it, so that's good. You don't know anything about that. I want to ask you a Mark Breland question. To your understanding, Mr. Brooks, and I already know the answer to this because I talked to you about it before. What kind of reputation does Mark Breland have in the sport of boxing?
One of the best fighters ever walked the planet Earth. Tremendous deceiving power. He's a hell of a boxer, you know. And like I said, he had deceiving power. That kid cracky boy, you on the way out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he's a really nice person.
Really nice person. As a trainer, and I know you've been training fighters way before Mark Breland got in the game, but as a trainer, what kind of reputation does Mark Breland has as a trainer?
I think he has a good one. You know, he feeds you the information that you need to have. It's up to you to do it, though. You know, if you don't follow the instructions, what is he supposed to do? You know.
Yes, sir. If you don't follow the instruction, what he's supposed to do. So you don't know anything about Mark Breland. I'm saying to your knowledge, because I don't ask a lot of people this question, from Hasim Rahman to many different fighters that was on Major Key Boxing's channel. And they all say the same thing. They say, man, Mark Breland has a damn good reputation. He's a solid guy. He would never, and I think you said this to me before, like, why would Mark Breland, because he was accused by Wilder of spiking his water.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Mark got too much class for that, you know?
And I think your answer to me was, why would he do that? Like, what would be the benefit of him doing that?
What would be the purpose of it? You know, he can't win anything out of that. You know, if he loses a job, you know, it's a no-win situation for him to do something like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, he's a class act. Always has been.
Right. I figured that. I heard that a lot about him. I defend Mark Breland a lot on this channel because I felt like he was, and you see it with fighters. Like, have you ever had a fighter? You don't have to say their name, but have you just had a fighter just got upset with you and just didn't want to work with you anymore? Felt like you might have done them wrong, or as it related to a fight?
I never have.
Okay. Are there any fighters that you're working with right now, Mr. Brooks?
Well, this pandemic had me in the hole, man. I haven't been able to get out and do anything. I'm starting to make calls right now.
Oh man, damn, man. So
if anybody needs a trainer, hit me up.
If anybody needs a trainer, man, please get in contact with Tommy Brooks. My brother Troy Graham is on here as well. Troy, anything you want to say to the legend, the legendary Tommy Brooks? We're gonna put some respect on his name today.
I want to tell you, thank you, Tommy. You always come through, man. I got a lot of respect for you, brother, man. I hold you in the highest regard. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Hey, it is, man. You know, we got to help each other, man. If we don't help each other, nobody else gonna help us.
Yeah, and I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call you off air. Right, but I'm gonna call you off air. I think I can hook something up for you, man. I'll try. That's all I can tell you that I could do. Right.
I appreciate that's all you can do, man.
Yeah. So okay. Well, I'll work it out with you off air. Yeah, and Coach, the fighter we had on was Joppy.
Yeah, Joppy.
William Joppy. Yeah, that was Joppy.
Joppy said that Trinidad was known for having brass knuckles in his gloves. Hey, Troy, did he bring the receipts?
Yes, he did. You know what? I got a text for you. I got a text I got to send you.
Okay, yeah, man. Because I can't say we don't see the receipts. I can't say. You know what I mean? But that's his.
No, and he was caught with the plaster in the glove type thing going on as well. This is Trinidad.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So what we gonna do, man? If there's any fighters out there, man, that's really looking for a damn good trainer, Hall of Fame trainer, you're not gonna get any better than Tommy Brooks. There's a lot of good ones out there, but Tommy Brooks is one of the best. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Especially if you really want to learn and you really want to listen and you're willing to be taught. Because I don't care how good the trainer is that you have. If you're not willing to be taught and you're not going to listen,
you're wasting your time.
Mm-hmm. And I got a question for Tommy Brooks, Coach.
Go ahead.
Hey, Tommy, where are you located? Are you on the East Coast or the West Coast, Tommy?
I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Wayne, New Jersey.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah. Okay, good.
I go anywhere though. Russia, China, you name it. I'll go. If you got a fighter, I'll be there.
Okay, well, listen, you ain't got to sell yourself to me, but like I said, I'm gonna give you a call now. I'm definitely giving you a call now that I know. Okay, definitely.
Hey, listen, hey, Tommy, listen. I'm coming. I'm 47 years old, right? But I'm coming out of retirement. So I had some amateur fights, long time ago when I was on 15 all the way up to 19, right? I'm coming out of retirement. I'm thinking about taking either Canelo or Pacquiao. I need a trainer. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now. The only thing we need to work on is you throwing the towel in when I get in the ring.
I was just about to say, wait a minute now, don't put me in no jumps like that now.
That's all we got to work on.
We lose before we even get in the ring.
Hey, listen, all we got to work on is throwing the towel in. That's it. Because ain't no way in the hell I'm going to win. I know I'm going to get killed. So listen, we're going to.
That's a good one. I got to remember that one.
Hey, Coach, now, hey, I'm going to grab. Have you ever had a fighter hold on to another fighter in the ring when he's getting beat? And he yelled, throw the towel in?
No, I haven't had one of those that happened before.
Okay, guess what? You're going to have one today. If you see me in the ring, if you see me holding Canelo or Errol Spence or whoever, I'm going to say, throw the towel in. That's, when you hear that, it's coming from me. We're going to get our check. We're going to get paid. And we're going to go home, Coach.
That's a good one.
Hey, but listen, Coach, man, anything else you want to drop on us, man? I definitely want to have you back on this show. I know your time is limited. I love you. I really do, man. I study your body of work.
I just like a lot of fighters to remember. Look, you gotta be in shape to get in shape. And what I mean by that is you have to be in shape because when you're in shape, you retain information quicker and faster. If you're not in shape, if your lungs are on fire and your legs feel like spaghetti, you're not gonna learn anything. So be in shape before you learn anything.
Okay, great. I got a question for you from someone in the chat. Steve in the UK said that he said, which heavyweight do you currently see the biggest room for improvement in right now today? And how would you go about changing them?
All of them.
Oh, all of them? All
of them. A lot of guys, they make, they're great fighters, but a lot of guys depending on power. And they're not putting into it the ethics of boxing, like where your hands coming back to,
right?
Or they just head hunting. They're not used to attacking the body also.
How would you rate? Like I'm gonna ask you about these three heavyweights right now. How would you rate Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury? I'm not talking about the drama and stuff. I'm just saying, just from an overall boxing standpoint. How would you rate these guys? Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua, and start with Wilder. How would you rate him from a boxing?
On a 1 to 10, I'd say 8.
8,
Joshua.
Okay.
Wilder. Wilder. The one that I'd say 8 with Wilder.
8 with Wilder. Okay.
Yeah. We'll have Joshua 8 also. He makes a lot of mistakes also.
Okay. What about Fury?
Fury. Same thing, 8. Everybody's making. Matter of fact, Fury, I would say a 7. Matter of fact,
you say Fury more of a 7. Why would you say? Why would you rate him a 7?
Because he's only dependent on his power.
No, you saying Fury?
Yeah.
Fury. They say Fury don't really have power though. Tyson Fury.
Well, I've never been in there with him, but that's what it looks like to me. He's just dependent on power, boxing skills.
What about Wilder? What do you feel he depends on?
Wilder's dependent on his power.
So you say Fury's dependent on his power and Wilder's dependent on his power.
Right, exactly.
You don't think what about Anthony Joshua?
Joshua is dependent on his skills.
Joshua dependent on his skills. Okay. So, because we hear, do you agree with the narrative that, Deontay Wilder, he's the hardest hitting heavyweight, he's the hardest hitting puncher in the history of the heavyweight division?
No, I don't buy that.
Yeah. See,
look at Hasim Rockman. Look at Mike Tyson.
The reason why I say
look at George Foreman.
Ernie Shavers.
Look at Ernie Shavers.
Ernie Shavers. You know what I mean? So the reason why I say that is because you hear this today. Wilder's the hardest hitting puncher in the heavyweight division, and I'm like, the only way you can say that he would have had to fight those guys who know how to take a punch. You know,
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
and if and you don't have that level of competition in the heavyweight division now. So what are you basing that on? You can't base it on he knocked out a C-class fighter. I'm not going to say a bum, but a C-class fighter.
Yeah.
If he knocked out a C-class fighter and he knocked out 39 of them, you can't say this is proof that he's the, you know.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes.
talking about look at George Foreman, you know?
Yes, sir.
George Foreman knocking guys out left and right, you know?
Right.
Look at Ernie Shavers, you know?
Ernie Shavers, yeah. Ernie Shavers. I was just looking at that fight, Ernie Shavers and Larry Holmes, 1 and 2, especially the second fight when he was getting beat. Larry was killing him with that jab, but when he knocked Larry Holmes down and Larry fell like a rock. I don't know how the hell he got back up.
He was in shape.
Yeah, he was in shape. He was in shape, yes, sir.
Both physically and mentally, you know.
In your opinion, who has the best jab in the heavyweight division out of the elite fighters?
In the heavyweight division?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, that's a tough one right there because I haven't been paying attention to these guys. That's a hard one. I'd be lying if I call anybody's name because I really don't know right now.
Are there any fighters that you're currently checking out, or you don't haven't been keeping up with boxing today?
I haven't because of the pandemic. I haven't been paying attention.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'll be honest with you. People don't realize this. To me, this is a business to me. If I ain't getting paid, I ain't paying no attention to it. You know? I ain't gonna lie about it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna waste that. I mean, I've been in boxing since I was 14 years old, man. Look how many fights I've watched, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And been involved in, you know, like I said, you know, not being disrespectful to anybody or being disrespectful to the sport, but this is a business to me, man.
What about? Let me ask you a question. What about, you know, when you was training these great legendary fighters throughout the 80s and 90s and even the 2000s, from a business standpoint, what were some of the things that you witnessed that you know of that fighters might have went through from a business standpoint in the sport of boxing? Meaning, you know, hey man, we signed the contract to get paid a certain amount of money. When after the fight, when it's time for me to get paid, I didn't get exactly what I thought I was going to get paid. Have you heard any of those stories or experienced that with your fighters?
Of course, man. You hear that all the time, you know. But I mean, I've been fortunate enough that most of the guys have always been straight with me. Matter of fact, I can't remember. Evander fought somebody, and he didn't get paid, so we didn't get paid. But then again, I mean, in the long run, Evander was the first professional fighter that ever gave me a bonus. You know, when he first turned pro, and it wasn't but $500. The $500 was something he didn't have to give me. The next bonus he ever gave me was $100,000. So,
wow.
You know, yeah, really, really, really great guy.
Let me listen. I got a great question for you. Since we're talking about Evander Holyfield, in your opinion, because you personally have worked with Evander Holyfield, you trained him as well. How do you think that Evander Holyfield would hold up against a fighter like Deontay Wilder?
He'd beat the brakes off of him because he wouldn't be right in front of him. He'd be all around him. Especially with me in the corner.
Hey, it's amazing you said with you in the corner, because I was going to ask you about what do you think about not only just Wilder but with Fury as well. Tyson Fury is 7'9" tall. That's a tall guy.
Yeah.
How do you think? How do you think that Holyfield would?
Same thing. You know, he'd be all around him. Fury would have to catch him. You know.
I'm gonna tell you why I asked you this question. I was talking to Zone Major Key Boxing with Troy Graham, and I was talking to Buddy McGirt. I know you're familiar with Buddy McGirt. Buddy said Buddy said when he fought Pernell Whitaker, he said that I said, well, you know, the first fight, you know, that was a damn good fight, the first one. I said, man, what? How did you get ready for?
I think that was in the garden. Yeah.
Yes, that was in the garden. I think so. I'm not sure, but he said that. I said, how did you prepare for Pernell Whitaker? Because you know Pernell, you train him. He'll be right in front of you.
Yeah, Pernell slick as grease, man. and can punch.
Right. Right. Listen. So yeah, Pernell, like people don't understand. Like when they go to talk about these welterweights now, I'm like, bro, like you guys have no idea. These good dudes could. Pernell was standing right in front of you, and he can literally hit you 8-9 times. You can throw.
And then to add on to that, he pull your trunks down on top of that.
Yeah, they don't know that about Pernell Whitaker, man.
I mean, that's I've never seen anything like that. But he could do that, you know. He hit you with a count, break you off a 6-piece, and then pull your trunks down.
Yeah, the reason why I asked you that was because Buddy McGurk said that when he was getting ready for Pernell Whitaker, he not only had to get ready for Pernell, but he had to study Georgie Benton.
Exactly, yeah.
And I was like, damn, why would you say that? He said, man, because Georgie Benton was the brain. He was the guy.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude, so the reason why I asked that,
a lot of people don't realize that Pernell was a natural fighter. You know, he was fighting on the streets for I don't know how many years before he even got into boxing.
yeah, Pernell was a bad boy. He didn't. A lot of people say he didn't have the pop. I don't think he had the power, but
yeah, he could crack.
But that don't mean he didn't hit hard because he put
right, exactly.
Buddy McGurk told me that. He said, "No, man, Pernell can hit, man."
That's right. Yeah, you keep. I mean, you know, how can you judge that unless you've been hit by him? And Buddy knows, you know. You know, I've been on the mitts with that guy. I know he can punch.
So you been on the mitts with him. So footwork. Explain to the audience how important it is to have footwork in the sport of boxing.
It's like 50% of it, you know. If you stand in one spot, you're gonna get hit. So you gotta be able to move and know which way to go. You know, do you go forward? Do you go backwards? Do you go side to side? You know, you gotta know it, and you have to know that in a split second. You know, that 1 second can get you knocked out.
Yes, sir. Punch placement. The reason why I say that is because this brother, Retro Boxing and Documentaries, he said he was talking about Pernell Whitaker's body attack. His body attack was lethal, and and what I noticed about Pernell,
that's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of today's fighters. They've gotten away from. They don't realize that you kill the body, the head's going to die. You know.
Right. You know, what Bruce said, he said Buddy said he never should have been in the first fight. He was talking about against Pernell Whitaker. So out of all of the fighters who you train, I have to ask you this before I let you go. Who damn, this is hard because you train with some great ones. Who was your favorite? Well, I don't want to say favorite. I don't want anybody to get mad at you. But who was one of the best fighters you ever worked with? Like who really impressed you out of the fighters that you trained?
Every last one of them.
All of them?
Every last one of them. Everybody has a different thing that, you know, that they excel at, you know?
Yes, sir.
You know, all the guys, you know, when you get on a one-on-one page with these guys and you know how they think, like for instance, Bite McCallum.
Right.
And Pernell Whitaker. I could be in the corner, I could call a shot, they wouldn't even look my direction. They just throw the shot.
Okay. They just throw the shot. They don't even look in your direction.
Don't look. Don't, you know, when they come back to the corner, don't question. You just, you know, you tell them what they need to do, and they go out and do it. You know, because you've done it in the gym. They know exactly what you're talking about. Same thing in the corner. When if he's in the fight and I call a shot, it's gone.
Okay. Tommy, Troy, you got a question you want to ask Coach?
Yes, sir. You know what, Tommy, Coach actually left out the actual best heavyweight out there, Dillian White. You know, how would you rate him?
Who is that?
And also, he actually Dillian White.
Dillian White.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, and there's this other great, heavyweight out there called Trevor Bryan. Have you seen him fight?
I haven't seen him fight yet.
Man, listen.
I haven't seen him fight either.
Hey, listen. Coach. Listen, Coach. Mr. Brooks. Trevor Bryan is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time that you never seen. Everybody is ducking this man. You know, Anthony Joshua ducking him.
I'll be looking to watch him, man. Whenever I see his name, I'll watch it.
Tyson Fury ducking him, Wilder ducking him, Dillian White. Don't nobody want none of that Trevor Bryan smoke. As a matter of fact, Trevor Bryan is currently the only American heavyweight champion that we have. He's the WBA regular heavyweight champion.
Uh-huh.
No.
Promoted by Don King too. Don King is his promoter.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, but Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy. You know, Trevor Bryan is so great that he wears, you know, he wears tight slacks. Man, you can't trust a man who wears tight slacks, Tom. You can't trust him.
Leave that man alone. Leave him alone.
Listen. I'm kind of like his de facto promoter, so I'm trying to get him some fights. Everybody ducking him. So another thing, any fighters need a damn good trainer. We had the legendary Tommy Brooks on, and another thing. So we're going to get Tommy Brooks to train you guys who's struggling, who need a good trainer. Also, if you are a fighter and you're struggling to get fights because you don't have the gift of gab, you don't know how to put yourself in a position in order to get these fights, to get other fighters to fight you, I am for hire. I will be your mouthpiece.
There you go.
Hey, Tommy, this is what I told these guys. I promise you, any fighter that you have, if they can't get a fight, I promise you I'm going to get them to fight.
There you go, champ. There you go.
You know, I'm pulling up at the church and I'm pulling up at the beach. If they at the, having dinner with their family, I'm going to be there to make sure that our fighter get that fight.
There you go, baby.
All right, but listen, Tommy Brooks, man, thank you so much, sir, for taking the time out of your busy day, sir.
Anytime, baby. Anytime. My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Tommy, would you be more than happy to come back on at another date?
I love to, babe.
Yes, sir. All right, listen, hey guys, man, sir, thank you so much, Mr. Brooks, man, for taking the time out. I'm so honored.
No problem.
I'm so happy. And we're gonna do everything in our power, man, to see can we get you some good fighters. So I'm gonna talk to Troy. Okay. Well, Troy gonna call you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care, bye.
All right. Round of applause. Round of applause for legendary trainer, Mr. Tommy Brooks, man. I'm listening, man. This guy is a bad boy when it comes to training fighters. You know, his resume speaks for itself. He's worked with some of the best. Not only has he worked with some of the best in the sport of boxing, he learned under some of the best trainers in the sport of boxing. And a trainer is very vital to a fighter's career, period. I don't give a damn how good the fighter is. He could be the greatest fighter in the world, but there's always a trainer that can help take that fighter to the next level, because that fighter may run up on someone that's giving him all the hell in the world. And just some of the instructions that a trainer can give that fighter, especially if that fighter is receptive and he receives the information, he can go out there and execute it, and that would be the information that can really help him get over the top with that fighter that he's struggling with. You know, it's a chess game at the end of the day when you're in the ring. So other than that, man, we going round of applause. Legendary trainer, Hall of Famer, Mr. Tommy Brooks, and we're gonna put some respect on his name and ring the Ali bell for him. Ring the Ali bell for Tommy Brooks. Troy, what's going on, baby boy? What's going on?
Well, yeah, that was a great interview, man. You got a lot of energy, man. I can tell you got a lot of love for Tommy, but I'm gonna jump off and make some calls on his behalf and see what I could do. All right. All
right, man. I'll be holler at you, man. Hey, round of applause for Troy Graham. Shout out to Troy. Troy Graham is the one that made this interview possible. If it wasn't for Troy, Mr. Tommy Brooks, legendary Hall of Fame training coach, would not be on this show. It was because of Troy Graham this happened. It wasn't because of me. I can't take credit for it. It's because of this brother right here, man. So thank my brother Troy for making this happen. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. And we gonna make it do what it do, man. So guys, we're gonna get into the show. I'm so happy that we had Tommy Brooks on, man. There was a lot of questions that I could have asked him. I had a list of questions. I didn't ask him any of the things I had on the list because I know his time is precious, and I didn't want to hold up much of his time, guys. But thank you so much for being patient. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna get him back on. We're gonna get him back on, as well. Because I have a whole bunch of other questions. Basically, what I want to do too is I want to kind of ask him questions that you guys in the chat want to ask. You know what I mean? Like some of the things that you want to ask him. As you heard, that he doesn't really keep up with a lot of boxing today, so he doesn't know a lot. I'm not going to say he doesn't know a lot, but he hasn't kept up with a lot of the fighters that's going on today, especially with all the politics going on in certain divisions. Now, let me get into this. Now, I'm going to tell you why Anthony Joshua is the only elite heavyweight fighter that I trust right now today. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why Anthony Joshua is the one that I currently trust, I'm going to tell you why, guys. So, because as you know, when it comes to the heavyweight division, especially now, it kind of seems like, it's one big soap opera, especially when it comes to Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, right? Now, it's not Wilder's fault that Tyson Fury, quote unquote, got COVID and the fight has been canceled on. That's not Wilder's fault. That's not Deontay Wilder's fault, guys. We can't blame him for that. You know what I mean? He's training, working his ass off to get ready to try to get his belt back. And then this happens 2 weeks before the fight. So we can't blame Wilder for that, right? We cannot blame him for that at all. So, but when it comes to Anthony Joshua, it's always his business as usual. You see what I'm saying? There's no conspiracies. There's no excuses. There's no lying. There's no false accusations. There's no mental health issues. There's no backing out of fights after you sign contracts. There's no blaming referees. There's nothing when it comes to Anthony Joshua. You see what I'm saying? But for some reason, this guy Anthony Joshua is the one that gets hated on by a lot of the American. I'm not gonna say a lot, but by some American fight fans and UK fight fans alike. You see what I'm saying? He gets hated on. You know what I mean? And he doesn't. And the guys who make the excuses and pull out of fights, they get all the love. But the guy who doesn't do any of that, who's just consistent with fighting, he gets hated on sometimes. You know what I mean? So, I guess everybody have their biases. I get it. I understand. You know what I mean? But I say all that to say this. But this is the reason why me personally, this is me, Coach Malachi Williams. This is why I trust Anthony Joshua, because he's the total opposite of the shit show that we see currently going on in the sport of boxing today from the heavyweight division. He is the total opposite of that. You see what I'm saying? When Anthony Joshua signs a contract, you don't have to worry about, oh man, is he going to show up? And when Anthony Joshua signs the contract, you don't have to worry about, oh man, sometimes he may feel like fighting, sometimes he don't. You don't have to worry about that. Track record speak for itself. You see what I'm saying? The track record speak for itself. Whether you like Anthony Joshua or not, you have to admit that this guy, he does what he says he's going to do. When he signed a contract for a fight, he's going to be there. Right? It ain't gonna be none of that flam, buffoonery, none of that. You see what I'm saying? And I get it. If you are a Deontay Wilder fan, you hate Anthony Joshua. Why? I have no idea. He's a black man, but you hate him, right? And I know he's been called the Uncle Tom and all this stuff there, and you got people in the UK mad because he said something as it related to the Black Lives Matter movement, yada, 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 all the bullshit. But I'm saying as it relates to the sport of boxing, what is it that you don't like about him as it relates to the sport of boxing? When he got his ass whooped by Andrew Ruiz in the TKO stoppage, he didn't blame his coach. He didn't say his coach spiked his water. He didn't say that the referee was a crab in the bucket. He didn't throw nobody under the bus. Even when those who other Alphabet Boy channels, they was overjoyed that Anthony Joshua got beat by Andrew Ruiz. They was like, yeah. The guy said, yeah, but he did quit against Andrew Ruiz. No, he didn't. The referee stopped the fight. Cut it out. Referee stopped the fight. So, yeah, but he quit against Andrew Ruiz. Yeah, I get it. He didn't quit. Man got knocked down and kept getting back up. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I understand you're more than likely your favorite heavyweight is either Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, and they can't do any wrong. So I get it. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. This is my opinion. I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm just telling you what I like about Anthony Joshua. Because when you say, yeah, he quit, yeah, but your fighter made excuses. Your fighter popped dirty for PEDs. Your fighter blamed referees and blamed trainers. So for every one finger that you point at Joshua, I got 3 coming back at you for your fighter. Yeah, I got to address this today. When Anthony Joshua lost, even Deontay Wilder made mockery of Anthony Joshua losing. Oh, he wasn't no real champion. This just go to prove, yada, yada, yada. Laughed at him, made mockery. Wilder did that. And that's what fighters do. So I ain't mad at Wilder for doing that. That's what fighters do. But when Wilder suffered his loss, it was something totally different. Threw his trainer under the bus and got rid of his trainer. Lied and said that his trainer spiked his water. Said he had proof. Ain't showed no proof of anything. And then with Tyson Fury is a known liar in the sport of boxing. Which is kind of confused me because Wilder said that he know that Fury was a liar, a cheat, this and that. But yet you still chose to fight this guy. To this day, I don't understand that. There's not any Wilder supporters out there who can explain this to me. Why did he chose to fight a liar and a cheat, but he didn't fight Anthony Joshua? He didn't fight Dillian White. He didn't fight any of these other guys he could have fought. He chose to fight this guy. And now you made a decision to get in bed with this guy. You don't like the results of it. And now we're stuck with a quagmire to where now you don't even know if you're going to get a third fight out of this guy. But truth be told, they fought twice. They did fight twice. So it's not like Fury, you know, and I don't think Tyson Fury is afraid of Deontay Wilder. I don't think Deontay Wilder is afraid of Tyson Fury. I think it's the business of boxing that come into play again. But as it relates to, let me stay on topic, as it relates to Anthony Joshua, when he lost to Andy Ruiz, there was a lot of detractors out there laughing. A lot of detractors out there, especially from the Alphabet Boy channels. Oh man, you know Andy, man. You didn't hear shit about Andy Ruiz prior to him beating Anthony Joshua. As soon as he beat Anthony Joshua, now all of a sudden the Alphabet Boy channels and other people who hated Anthony Joshua was laughing, keying, yada 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 yada, doing the Tootsie Roll butterfly, all that shit there. And then guess what? They said, yeah, man, he need to get rid of Rob McCracken. And guess what? Anthony Joshua didn't get rid of his team. He said, nah, me and Rob gonna run it back. We just gonna come with a different game plan. And then we know what happened. 12-round decision. He beat the brakes off of Andy Ruiz, beat him for 12 rounds. Andy Ruiz made a career high payday fighting Anthony Joshua. Joshua is the cash cow in the heavyweight division, whether you like it or not. Everybody make career paydays when they fight Joshua. But that's neither here nor there. So now he ran it back for Andy Ruiz. Now he got all his belts back. He wants to fight for undisputed, but I seriously doubt we'll ever see that because Tyson Fury ain't gonna fight him. That ain't gonna happen. Fury gonna call him a blowed up weightlifter, a bodybuilder. But Fury, you are a bad body, and I know you wish you had a body like Anthony Joshua. So I get it. Trust me, everybody will want to look like Anthony Joshua from a physical standpoint. Don't no man want to look fat and sloppy. Sound good though, Fury. And then of course, as it relates to Wilder, Wilder had an opportunity to fight him. Wilder even said that, man, you know, I was offered more money to fight Anthony Joshua. I got the receipts. I showed it to you guys the other day. I got the receipts. You know what I mean? I had the receipts. So, you know, so he did do that. He said that he was offered more money to fight Anthony Joshua than Tyson Fury, but he kept his word and he chose to fight Fury instead. He didn't have to fight him, but he chose to fight him. That's what he did, right? So, but my point is this. Anthony Joshua is the only guy that I really trust in the heavyweight division. From the elite fighter standpoint. Of course, we know Dillian White and stuff like that, those other guys. I'm not shitting on any other fighter. I'm just saying from an elite. When they talk about the elite fighters in the heavyweight division, they name 3 fighters. They name Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, or whatever order you want to put it in. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Whatever order you want to put it in, this is how they ranked them. I'm saying for me, my subjective opinion, based on what I'm seeing, you know, I don't get excuses from Anthony Joshua. When Anthony Joshua lost, people were saying, "Oh man, you know, he looked like he had a concussion before he stepped in the ring. He wasn't the same." Yada 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 yada. When Anthony Joshua lost, he was in the ring. He stood right next to Andy Ruiz. They said, "Man, what happened to you, man? What was wrong?" He said, "There was nothing wrong. I just lost." To this day, you never heard Anthony Joshua say, "Oh man, the reason why I lost, man, because you know I had a concussion. You know I had a bad training camp. You know the referee was a crab in the bucket. You know my trainer didn't do A, B, C, and D." He didn't make no excuses. This guy said he lost to Andy Ruiz when didn't nobody know who he was. Okay, well Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, who was a crackhead and weighed 700 pounds. You saying all that to say what? KTB, the matter of fact, let me put you on the wall of fame. Your guy lost to a crackhead. Your guy. And if you are a Tyson Fury fan, KTB, guess what? What's going on? What's going on? Because this is a shit show. This is a shit show. Any fighter can be beat. I can tell by what you say in the chat. You just started watching boxing yesterday. You and Anthony Joshua hating, that's fine. You can hate him. But I'm saying when it comes to trust, the only fighter that I trust in the heavyweight division and out of the elites is Anthony Joshua. I don't trust Wilder because we now that Wilder lost the fight, we know that he'll blame costumes, he'll blame referees, he'll blame trainers for spiking his water. He'll say that this guy put egg wakes in his gloves, he did this. He'll say that somebody put juju on him. So I can't trust a guy who come with a million goddamn excuses and lies. And then as it relates to Tyson Fury is the biggest lie in the history of the sport of boxing. Nobody lies more than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury even said himself, guys, don't hide in the comments, don't block anybody. Oh, you said can Andy beat on Wilder? Yes, he can. Any fighter can be beat. Wilder just lost to Tyson Fury. So we know he can be beat. Any fighter can be beat. That's your answer. If you know anything about the sport of boxing, which you probably don't, you're a Deontay Wilder fan, huh? Gotta get you. But if you know anything about the sport of boxing, you know that any fighter can get it at any given time. Any fighter. That's the only shine you're gonna get for the day. You get no more shine. If you want me to acknowledge your comment, KTB, you got to drop that half a dub on your boy, because you trolling and you hating. But that's fine though, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm glad you're here. You helping out. Anyways, but y'all don't block them, leave them there. You know what I mean? I don't like doing the block party. These guys are contributing to the channel. So, but anyways, they never address the merits of what I'm saying. When I say your fighter said A, B, C, and D, and we have historical facts that this person has done this, and we have the receipts, they never address that. They just deflect and go to something else. It's called deflection. They don't answer the question. They just deflect. They just deflect. That's what they do. But that's cool though. I expect that. So this is why Joshua was the only one that I trust out of the elite fighters in the heavyweight division. We got one guy who says, "Well, you just never know with me because you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth. Because when I lie, people think I'm telling the truth, and when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying." And then he has a history of pulling out of fights. So we can't trust that guy. Mental health issues. Can't trust that guy. And then another guy, you know what I mean? He make a goddamn 1,000 excuses. And he doesn't accept responsibility for his actions. So it's kind of hard to, trust a fighter who doesn't accept responsibility for his actions, who scandalizes his own trainer's name. Have no problem with him firing the guy. Fire him, there's nothing wrong with that. But to come out in public and say that this guy did something that he clearly didn't do and that you had no proof of and you didn't even come out with proof of it, and you double down and still say this about this guy. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let me go to the back office of my YouTube channel. I'm finna unblock whoever's blocked, whoever's being hidden. Let me go ahead and do this right now, man. Let me go ahead and do this, man. Let me go ahead and do this right now. Cause you guys know how I roll. I don't take it personal, guys. I don't take it personal. Is it community or permissions? I think it's community. Man, there's a lot of people don't got blocked. Wizard Sleeve got blocked? I'll block him. Who blocked Wizard Sleeve? Damn, I haven't looked back here in a while. I haven't looked back here in a while. So I don't block everybody. I don't block everybody. Let me see who's being hidden. What comments have been hidden. I don't know how to undo the hidden comments yet. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Find out hidden comments. I figure out the hidden comments part. I got that. Yeah, but anyways, hold on. Anyways, guys, I'm back. We back. So anyways, yeah, so Don't hide nobody comments, guys. Let them talk. This is a free platform. I want to separate myself from the Alphabet Boy channels. You know, in the Alphabet Boy channels, when they have a troll come in, or from what I've heard, you know, people come in and they say something that's opposite of what, if they don't tell the Deontay Wilder narrative, they block them. I'm not going to do that here. I don't take it personal. If someone say something about me in the chat, I don't take it personal. They don't know me personally for me to take it personal. I get it. I understand. Because I was once them at one point in time. So I get it, I understand. But anyways, as it relates to Anthony Joshua, I love this guy. The reason why I love Anthony Joshua is because he's a classy guy. Good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. Deontay Wilder is a damn good fighter. From a skill set standpoint, I see three guys with three different skill sets. The only thing that I say that the reason why, and then I provide my proof. The reason why I say Joshua, I trust him more because when he lost to Andy Ruiz, he didn't make any excuse. He didn't blame nobody. He didn't say it was racism, white supremacy. He didn't say that the complexion for the protection. Well, you know, Andy Ruiz is Mexican. You know what I mean? So they, you know, the Mexican, they look out for each other. He didn't say none of that. And when they interviewed him in the ring, he was like, hey, listen, man, it's Andy's turn. And Andy won the fight, man. You interview him. He did that. And he stuck to that. So this is the basis from which he said, did Joshua cancel the Usyk fight? Not that I know of.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
No, not that I know of. That fight is going on in September. That fight hasn't been canceled that I know of. Devin Mosley said that Mosley said that Holyfield was scared to fight Tyson in his prime. No, that's not true. He wasn't afraid to fight Tyson in his prime. Tyson went to prison. They were supposed to fight, but Mike Tyson got convicted of rape and went to prison. That's the only reason why they didn't fight. They were supposed to fight around that time in 92. Tyson got convicted. No one thought that Tyson was going to get convicted of that charge. You even had women marching back then on Tyson's behalf. They said that man ain't raped that woman. Desiree Washington showed up at Mike Tyson Hotel with a nightgown on. Oh, I just came here to get an autograph poster of my father for my father. Yeah, with a nightgown on. Okay. You know, so Mike Tyson was young, ignorant, and opportunity presented himself. He put himself in some hell of a situation. He said, Coach, did you like the video I sent you? Yes, I liked it exclusive. I liked it. I think I left a comment on there too. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, other than that, that's it. So that's how I feel about it. You know, and there's nothing wrong with fans choosing sides. You know, because fans, I have and even haters, fans, I'm picking this guy's side because he represents what I think is personal to me. And that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm saying for me, I like Anthony Joshua. That's for me. You know what I mean? I like Joshua. You know, it's not a UK thing because I'm not from the UK. I'm from America. I like the way he carries his business. Now, I do wish that Joshua was had a little bit more of my personality. I wish he had a little bit more of my personality. Like, you know, he just, you know, he's a laid back guy, yada, 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 yada. I wish he talked a little bit more shit. You know, I'm a shit talker, so, you know, I love that. And that's what Tyson Fury talk shit, Wilder talk shit. So, you know, they both do that. But they decided to get in bed with each other, no pun intended, and this is the result that we have. And these two guys, in my opinion, are making a spectacle of the heavyweight division. Now, again, it's not Wilder's fault that Tyson Fury, quote unquote, caught COVID and the fight got canceled because of that. And even though they're saying now that Fury is tested negative, I didn't want to cover that. I know a lot of people covered it already. I said I wasn't going to talk about these two guys no more for a while. Don't want to talk about them. Tired of it. Because it's the same shit. It's the same story, just a different way of spinning the same goddamn story. So, Joshua and Usyk is going to fight September. I got Joshua stopping Usyk myself. Usyk is an excellent fighter. Damn good footwork. He can box. But I got Joshua stopping him. Period. Now, if you don't like Anthony Joshua, you are a fan of Usyk right now today. Because you want to see Joshua lose and you want to laugh, key, rub it in, yada, 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 yada. I'm not sleeping on, hold on. Oh, Jedi Stillwell say, Jed Stillwell says, don't sleep on Usyk. No, I'm not sleeping on Usyk, but don't sleep on Joshua. Don't sleep on Joshua. That's my reply to that. Don't sleep on Usyk. Don't sleep on Joshua. That's my reply to that. That's my reply to that. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's nothing wrong with liking who you like. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like Anthony Joshua in the heavyweight division. And I like him for the simple fact that, you know, I like people who there's really no drama around them. I like fighters who ain't making no damn excuses. And most fighters make excuses. Deontay Wilder's not the only fighter that ever made an excuse in boxing. Most of them make excuses. Well, a lot of them make excuses when they lose. Whether it was Manny Pacquiao when he said his shoulder was hurt. This is why he lost to Floyd. His shoulder was bad. But that wasn't bad, though. He said his shoulder, and I think he might have had surgery after that. I don't know. But he didn't say 20 different things. You know, fans of certain fighters, they don't address the merits of what you say. You say something they don't like, they just deflect. They just deflect, go to something else. And they use circular logic to try to prove their point. But they want you to address when they want you to address what they say. But then when you try to get them to address your question, they'll run off and say something else. Hey man, how come your fighter made an excuse for this? Look, the car's on fire. That's what they do. Yeah, okay, I understand the car's on fire, but how come it is? Yeah, man, but what's the name got knocked out by citizen? What you got to say about that? Bruh, I asked you a specific question as it relates to your fighter. Why your fighter did this? How come, can you answer this question? Oh man, but this dude over here did such. That's what they do. They never answer the question. Never. Never. Because the truth, you know, they don't want to deal with that. That's cool. Just don't sleep on Joshua. Just don't sleep on Joshua. Shout out to Lady Shan for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Oh, that's a half a dub because it's a pound. Shout out to Lady Shan for dropping that half a dub on your boy because that is a pound. Keep cooking, Mal. This is a half a dub because it's a pound sterling. Absolutely. So that's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to get more into Usyk and Joshua as the fight approaches. Anthony Joshua is my favorite heavyweight. Make no secrets about that. Not going to apologize about that. If you Wildettes can represent for Wilder
To this day.
and be fanatical about Wilder, if you Fury fans can be fanatical about Tyson Fury, I'm not a fanatic, not a fanboy of any fighter anymore like I was back in the day. I like Anthony Joshua. But why do I like Anthony Joshua? I like Anthony Joshua because he don't lie in the ring. He don't make excuses for why he lost. He doesn't blame his trainer for why he lost. He doesn't wear a costume, so he ain't got to blame no costume. He doesn't sign contracts and then pull out of it. He doesn't say, well, you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth, because when I'm telling the truth, when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying, and when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth. You just never know with me. I like dealing with fighters that I know, not ones that I never know. I'm just saying me, right? And anyways, And that's what I'm saying. Bon Scott, let me ask you a question. Who is your fighter? Fighters win and lose fights. It happens. Fighters win and lose fights. Who is your fighter? See, let me see. Can you say that? Who is your fighter? Anthony Joshua, bad boy. Period. You're not going to address the merits of what I'm saying. You're not going to address the merits of what I'm saying. Now you're saying you like Wilder, you like Joshua, and you like Fury. That's what you say, but I don't believe you. To be honest with you. Because according to Wilder, your boy, Fury cheated him. Do you like the fact that Fury pulled out of this fight, Bon Scott? Do you like the fact that Fury pulled out of this fight? Do you like the fact that Fury lied and said they had COVID? And then now you see him at car lots and winning awards and stuff. Do you like the fact that Fury pulled out of the Vladimir Klitschko fight twice? So I just you said no, I don't. Okay, cool. So I'm just addressing the merits of this show. I'm saying what I like about Fury, what I like about Joshua. We don't have to worry about him pulling out of a fight. We don't have to worry about him blaming his corner. We don't have to worry about blaming the referee. We don't have to worry about him lying. It's one thing that people say about Tyson Fury, and they're consistent at saying this. They say that Tyson Fury is a notorious liar. I've come to see that. I've also heard that Tyson Fury fans and Wilder fans are very similar. And I'm not going to lie. My 7 months of doing content creation in the sport of boxing on YouTube, my personal experiences, I find that to be very true. There's really no difference between a Wilder fans and Tyson Fury fans. They are interchangeable. Only difference is one is 6'9" and Caucasian, when white, so not Caucasian. One is 6'9" and white from the UK. The other one is 6'7" and black. I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's the only difference. Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan, for the super chat.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Lady Shan said McDermott had Fury lying in the ring like a cruiser. Oh, let's come out like a when he fought McDermott, yeah. Fury lied like a rug. And this is I even heard some of this from Tyson Fury fans. They like, man, I love Fury, man, but I just can't put up with this anymore. I think this is the nail that this is the straw that broke the camel's back. So Sam UK said Fury gave me one of the best nights in boxing. Yeah, he did. He put on a spectacular performance last year. He put on a spectacular performance last year. And this guy says this. Gerald Field says, has Fury ever defended his title? I think we already know the answer to that. No, he hasn't. At least Deontay Wilder defended the title 10 times. So outside of the fact that Deontay Wilder has kind of like become to me a liar by lying on Mark Breland and making all these different allegations and stuff like that. Outside of that, Wilder at least defended the title 10 times. Fury has never defended the title. Jonathan says, I trust Fury. He is ESPN Fighter of the Year. Wow. Guess what? I got something about that ESPN Fighter of the Year thing too. ESPN, I think they gave Top Rank, $100 million? Something like that? Guess who Tyson Fury fights for? Top Rank. Top Rank and Bob Arum and ESPN are in bed like this. Now, I'm not saying that Tyson Fury didn't deserve to get fighter of the year. I would have to go back and look at all of the fights that they had last year. But I mean, let's be honest. He got fighter of the year, ESPN, and Top Rank is in business together. So basically, ESPN just gave their fighter an award. You know what? There's a whole bunch of that's fugazi. That's a fugazi. That's a fugazi. Fighter of the year. He beat Deontay Wilder. He got fighter of the year. You Wapo, what you say? Wilder and Fury are in cahoots on this, coach. Yeah, I wouldn't find that wouldn't surprise me. That's why I say Wilder and Fury deserve each other. You chose to fight them 3 years ago. This is the results that you get. If you choose to lay down with a dog, don't get mad when you catch fleas. That's what my mama used to tell me. If you choose to lay in bed with the dog, do not get upset with the dog when you catch fleas. Shout out to Bernard for the super chat.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Bernard said, what it do, coach? Who you got, Charlo or Castano? I have Charlo all day. And more than I think about it, I think Charlo gonna knock this dude out. He's very predictable. He fights the same way. He's gonna come forward and try to pressure Charlo. He's gonna walk right into a whole bunch of shit. Uppercuts and hooks. Now that I think about it, I think that he gonna get the brakes beat off of him. Cause I sat there and thought about it, right? I said, you know what, man, Jamel got that dog in him. And the fight is doing a little bit better. Remember yesterday, guys, we looked at it. I say the fight wasn't sold out. They sold a little bit more tickets. So it's gonna be a decent crowd. Let me let you guys. Well, I'll show it to you later. Wizard Sleeve say, calm down, coach. Fury only lies when his lips move. A lot of people from the UK have told me that. Fury only lies when his lips move. A lot of people from the UK say that. Sam UK say, no need to tear down Fury's achievements to big up AJ. I'm not tearing down his achievements. I'm saying he pulled out of fights. He pulled out of the Vladimir Klitschko fight. Facts. That's not tearing down an achievement. That's pointing out a fact. He pulled out this Deontay Wilder fight. Facts. That's not tearing him down. That's facts. The fight just got canceled. He didn't want to fight Wilder. Wilder had to take him to arbitration. Facts. That's not tearing him down. I'm just stating facts. Fury says that you just never know if I'm lying or telling the truth. As a matter of fact, because you think I'm tearing them down, right? Let me find these receipts. Let me find the receipts, Sam UK. I'm not tearing them down. I'm just stating facts. See, when I state facts of a fighter, and I understand you're a fan of Tyson Fury, you love Tyson Fury, you probably love the drawers he wears. I get it. I understand. I was the same way with Mike Tyson. I was the same way with Pernell Whitaker. I was the same way with Roy Jones, and I was the same way with Marvin Hagler. I get it. I'm just stating facts. And I'm talking about Fury and Wilder. I ain't tearing down Tyson Fury. I'm just stating facts. That's all. Got 125 of these videos here. 125 of these videos here. IFL TV. IFL TV, where you at, boy? Where you at? IFL TV. See, you think I'm tearing them down. I'm not. I'm just telling you, I'm just calling how I see it. And what I do, I take the words that come from these fighters' mouths in order to this shit is very easy to me, to be honest with you. Very easy to me. I'm not tearing them down. I'm just stating the facts. Somebody in the chat say, hey man, when the last time has Fury ever defended the title? He's never defended the title. Is that tearing them down? I'm just stating facts. Shout out to Vizio for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Super chat
yeah.
received.
Great live as well, coach. Yes, sir. Great live as always. I don't even talk about Anthony Joshua a lot. I don't even talk about Anthony Joshua a lot. Don't even talk about him a lot. I'm just saying this is the reason why I trust Anthony Joshua more than the top, you know, on the top heavyweights in the division. Because of the shenanigans and the soap opera that's going on. But anyways, I see you're not addressing the merits of what I'm talking about, Sam UK. So let's do this. Let's do this. Did they pull this interview down? Did they pull this interview down? Because they never, like the Wilder fans and the Fury fans are one and the same. They never address what you're talking about. They just deflect. They deflect. They never address. Never address, just deflect. And I understand. I get it. The truth is kind of hurtful sometimes when you don't want to deal with it. And when you're a fanboy of a fighter, and I know I've been a fanboy of 4 fighters before. When you say, hey man, what you think about this? They say, look, the car's on fire. They turn away from it. They turn away from it. And I get it. Oh, man, wait a minute. Where's that one? Well, anyways, you know what? I'm trying to find it. I have the IFL TV interview. I have that one. I know I have it for a fact. But this is, I have this also as well. Oh, no, this is one of them. I have so many of them. I have so many Tyson Fury. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up. I thought I had it on here. MTK Global Event. But let's listen to this. Let's listen to this.
You know, imagine I'm now set to fight Fury 3 months away, and then 2 weeks before the fight, he pulls out. This is the type of character I'm dealing with. So what I'm just gonna bide my time. When he's ready, he knows where I am. I'm keen. I'm a straight shooter. I don't mess around. If he wants to fight, he knows I'll fight. He knows I'll fight him. And I say the longer he leaves it, the worse it is. So he wants to come to me now because I'm still developing and learning. So all I'm saying is that with everything I've seen going on with Fury, I've just known when he's ready, when he's settled and he knows exactly what he's doing, come and find me. Because I can't be chasing a man that's fighting Wilder, fighting Caballero, announcing he's fighting me twice this year. I just realized that let me just wait until he's ready and he'll know where I'm at.
Sam UK, all caps. Coach, don't compare me to a Wilder fan. That's too disrespectful. If the shoe fits, wear it. I didn't say Sam UK was like Deontay Wilder fans. I said that Tyson Fury fans and Wilder fans to me are one and the same. If you know that what that statement did not fit you, you shouldn't get offended by it. If you are offended by what I said, Sam UK, and you're mad at me, you don't want to follow me no more, please feel free to unsubscribe, sir. I promise you, I will not beg you to stay. Because when you leave, it's going to be 10 more come take your place. That's all I got to say about that. See, you Tyson Fury fans is sensitive as hell. You just like Wilder fans. Not all of them. Not all of them. And not all Tyson Fury fans are the same. But I'm saying some of you guys go to fanboyism. So if you're offended by it, brother, you can feel free to leave. I promise you I will not be begging you. I've had plenty of Tyson Fury fans unsubscribe from my channel. They just said, "Fuck it, if you ain't kissing the Gypsy King's ass and sucking them up, we're going to unsubscribe." And guess what? When they unsubscribed, 200 more subscribers came and took their place. So, if you offended by that because I'm stating the truth, then that's on you. Stop being so damn sensitive. Anyways, that's what I like about Joshua.
What?
Let me do this.
Remiss.
Where is
The only one who can read books, bro.
Hold on, there's another video. because Joshua was spot on with something, right? It was something that it was an interview he gave last year. He was spot on with it, and I saved it. He knew. Oh, they made that video private. Oh my God, the IFL TV interview with Tyson Fury was on MTK Global. I think they said that. Yeah, I think they made this video private. Let me look it up and see if it's still there. Because I like coming with receipts. Right? And let's see. I got like 125 videos on here of just Wilder and Tyson Fury. And Anthony Joshua. And some Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao as well. I got a lot of videos on here, bro. And I just looked through my Rolodex, and it tells me everything that I need to know. So when someone says, "Oh man, when you lying, you making that up," nah. One thing about video, when you say something on video, it's there. Yeah, they removed it. That video with Tyson Fury on IFL TV, it looks like it got removed. They made it private, rather. They made it private. If somebody find that video, as a matter of fact, no, I'm going to look for it. Let me see.
Fights announce how much we'll be able to get off there. Like I've learned a lot with that as well. Like people always talk about, as you said, like a man will talk about drinking pints and.
Yeah. That's some other shit. As a matter of fact, you're gonna make me. You're gonna make me. Yeah, I got. Yeah, you're right about that PED. I'm gonna start downloading it. Because what they're doing a whole lot of backtracking now. They moved some of this stuff, right? So now, what I don't like is the fans being pulled the muck. Sam UK. Sir, if you feel like this is the LDBC channel for AJ, guess what, sir? Feel free to leave. This is gonna be the last time I address you. I don't give a fuck about you, Sam UK. Bye, Felicia. Leave. Don't block him. If you want to leave, let him leave. Fuck Sam UK. I'm saying this, Coach Malachi Williams. Now, back to what I was saying. These old sensitive ass fanboys. You guys make me sick. But anyways, Joshua, he does what he says he's going to do. He doesn't duck anybody. He defends his titles. And Wilder don't duck anybody neither. I'm not going to say Wilder duck anybody. I'm not going to say Tyson Fury duck anybody. I'm not going to say any of that. But I say all of this here. You know, with one fighter, we don't hear excuses, and we don't hear when they sign contracts to fight somebody, they actually fight them. And they do defend their titles. Deontay Wilder, all credit to Wilder, he has defended his title for 5 years. He had 10 title defenses. 10. He might have fought a bunch of C-class fighters, you know, but no, I ain't gonna say a bunch of C-class because he did fight Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury is not a C-class fighter. He is an A-class fighter. He's an A-class fighter. But he's a lying A-class fighter. Can't trust him. And this is what I'm saying. Hey, Charlo, this is what I'm saying too, bro. He say, Sam UK, Coach Harley talks about AJ. That's how it's fanboying AJ. Exactly. I hardly even talk about Anthony Joshua. I've talked more about Fury and Wilder than I have talked about Anthony Joshua or Terrence Crawford. Soon as I say something that a fanboy don't like, they get upset. I don't care nothing about that dude, Sam UK. I don't. Because once you show me that you're a fanboy, and I'm going to tell you why I don't give a fuck about you, Sam UK. Let's go ahead and do this. I hope I'm hurting your feelings, and I hope that you never come back again. I'm not going to block you, but I hope I hurt your feelings, and I hope that you never come back again. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I feel this way. Here we go. Let me tell you why I feel this way. And you guys know when I get vulgar or something, you know, like something that really kind of like irritated me a little bit. Because these guys are so unfair to me. This is why I don't like Sam UK. I'm on your ass now, boy. New Media Today USA Boxing, as you can see, guys, is a channel that covers all of the latest boxing news and fighters from around the world. We do not like, nor do we want fanboys on this channel. Sam UK, this is you. You are a fanboy. You got sensitive because I said something that you didn't like about your fighter. You are a fanboy, sir. Not gonna block you. You can stay as long as you want, but just know I do not give a flying fuck about your bitch ass. I'm gonna let you stay because I'm gonna keep roasting your ass now. It says here that this channel is for fans who love the sport of boxing. If you are a fanboy of a particular fighter, then this might not be the channel for you. If you are an extreme follower of a particular fighter, meaning a fanatic, then you are a fanboy. If you are known for a complete lack of objectivity in relation to a fighter who you are in love with, Sam UK, obviously you in love, you booed up with Fury and you mad because I said that, you know, your fighter bites out of contracts. You know, your fighter is a liar. He says that you never know when I'm lying or telling the truth. That your fighter, you know, he's known for backing out of fights. that's facts. And he hasn't ever defended his title. You know, I was talking about Wilder too, but you the one that jumped out. So since you jumped out there like the crash dummy, I'm making an example out of you right now. If you are known for a complete lack of objectivity in relation to a fighter who you are in love with, then you are a fanboy. If you usually argue with circular logic that you refuse to acknowledge during debates, then you are a fanboy. We only want fans who love the sport of boxing. Why? Because we feel that it is our duty to give all professional boxers a platform to build their personal brand and get the exposure that they deserve on this channel. This is not for fanboys. Oh, and let me go ahead and plug this in. For business inquiries and sponsorship requests, and I do have sponsors coming on, send us your brands to promote at the email below, newmediatodayusa@gmail.com. This is you, Sam UK. I specifically say on here, we do not like or want fanboys on this channel. Don't want you here, sir. Don't like you. Bye, Felicia. And I'm not going to block you because I know you're going to watch and you're going to contribute to the watch time hours. So I appreciate that. But I won't miss you. I promise you I won't. We won't miss you because we're a family here. We won't miss you. We're a family here. And that's for anybody that's a fanboy of any fighter. If you're a fanboy of Joshua, if you're a fanboy of Fury, if you're a fanboy of Wilder, and you feel like, man, you know what, man, I don't like the fact that you talk about my fighter, man, and I don't like what you're saying. Yeah, and even if you're a fanboy of Terrence Crawford, you know, yada, 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 I don't like what I'm saying. Feel free to unsubscribe. I got about 200 more that's coming. I understand SEO very well. I understand keyword research, and I know how to get subscribers. Very easy for me to do. I know how to get them. I know what I'm doing. So I ain't crying over no one dude, no fanboy. I want this channel to be a boxing fans only channel. I don't care if you're a fan of Wilder. I don't care if you're a fan of Fury. I don't care if you're a fan of Joshua. I don't care if you're a fan of Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Jamel Charlo, Brian Castano, Tank Davis, who else? Jamal Charlo, Sergey Kovalev, Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders. If you are a fan, this is the channel for you. If you are a fan of the sport of boxing, if you are a fanboy of a particular fighter, this is not the channel for you. I want to discourage you from coming to this channel. That's it. I'm just being honest. I don't do this shit for super chats. You know what I mean? Financially, I'm doing well. So, you know, if that's what I was doing it for, I'd be trying to kiss every subscriber ass. I don't. This ain't about that. We love the sport of boxing. Shout out to Darren Spell Sr. for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Darren says, what up, coach? You know, AJ did an interview before the Wilder / Fury 2 fight. When he said himself to beat Wilder is to put him on the back door. I guess you mean the back foot. Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I probably, AJ gave some interviews, but I didn't see that. Jeff Lucietta says, I only take Fury serious when he's inside the ring. And Tyson Fury is a damn good fighter. I'm not talking about his skills. He's a damn good fighter. He's a damn good fighter. But you got to address the elephant in the room. Sam UK, I see you still here, so appreciate you. See you still here, so appreciate you. But anyways, I said what I had to say as a rate to that. So, but this is a non-fanboy platform. We're not going to be like the Alphabet Boy channels. We're not going to block, and we're not going to do any of that. Let them stay. Because I realize, damn, if they are taking the time out of their day to come watch you and they don't like you, why would you block them? My criticism of, to get off AJ for a minute, my criticism of Terrence Crawford. But I got some good news that relates to Terrence Crawford. He's leaving Top Rank. Pretty sure of that. Sources say. I have criticism of Crawford and my criticism of Crawford is not the fact that he wasn't able to get the fights in the welterweight division. That has a lot to do with his promoter. But I wish he was more vocal. I wish he would come on platforms like this, not necessarily my platform, but just more platforms like this, and just be more personal with the fans. Hey man, look, this what's going on. This what's going on in the sport of boxing. Listen, dude, I'm on a contract with Bob Arum. He's paying me such and such, making good money. But hey man, when I signed this contract, he promised me that I was going to get these fights. And then once I resigned, because I got the fights in junior welterweight division, I got the fights in the lightweight division, and so I was under the impression that I was going to get the fights in the in the welterweight division, not knowing that it was going to be a cold war between PBC and Top Rank. This is why I'm not able to get the fights. Now, irregardless of whether people hate Terrence Crawford or not, I wish he would have just came out and said that and let it be known. He didn't do that. Now, his trainer did, though. His trainer did the other day. Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan, for dropping that 199 pound on your boy. Show AJ resume. Show AJ resume. Let's see. Let's look at AJ resume then. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's look at everybody's resume. We're going to look at the Bronze Bomber resume. And the Bronze Bomber, Wilder defended his title 10 times. He did that now. He did that. It was against C-class competition, but he did that. He did that. So let's go there. Let's pull up Joshua's resume. And I'll let you guys decide. I'm not even going to say anything. But it's all subjective anyways, right? It's all subjective. And we're going to pull up. The Charlo fight look like it's trying to sell a little bit now. Efren, what you say, fam? Shout out to Efren for dropping that quarter of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Efren says, Coach, you are one of my favorite channels because you tell it like it is, non-biased. Keep it up, bro. P.S. Sam Swallows. Yeah. I'm not even addressing that dude anymore. He too damn sensitive for me. He'll fanboys on my concern. So yeah, I'm not. He didn't get no more attention. If he want my attention, he got to drop a half a dub. I'm done. And let's look at Tyson Fury. Sorry about that. Now I'm a disclaimer. I don't know, like who was top 10, whatever. That can be another something for another day. And I think we've done this before. So this is for Lady Shan want to see Anthony Joshua. Let's see Anthony Joshua first then. And then we'll look at Fury and then we'll look at Wilder. So if you're fans of Anthony Joshua, we look at his stuff. Fans of Wilder, we look at his record and resume. And fans of Fury, we'll look at his resume. All right, so here we go. This is Anthony Joshua, as you guys can see. This is him. Picture of Joshua right there. So there's many different ways we can go with this too. We can talk about fight purses. We can talk about venues sold out. We can go a lot of different ways with this. But I'm not going to go there. That's a whole nother goddamn 2 hours. You know what I mean? For every fighter. But let's go here. Now, any fighter, their first 10 fights or whatever, I don't care if it's Wilder, Fury, or Joshua, or Crawford, or Errol Spence. Your first 10 fights are just filler fights, stuff that, get your beak wet. You know what I mean? But now, so we can start here. He fought Kevin Johnson in his 13th fight. Anthony Joshua. We'll just go through the whole thing. Emmanuel Leo, first fight. Paul Bulletin, second fight. I can't pronounce this guy's name, third fight. Dorian Darch, fourth fight. We'll go all the way up here. We'll try to get to about right here. Kevin Johnson, 13th fight. Gary Cornish. Let's see. One vacant WBC international heavyweight title. Yeah, I don't know what the heavyweight title, international heavyweight title is. Is that a UK belt? Uncle Dave Zilla, what you say, fam? Compare them by every 5 fights. Okay, Shan says the first 13 fights after turning pro of all fighters, they fought journeyman. Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm not going to hold the fighter's first 10 fights against him. To be fair, we're not going to hold any Joshua, Fury, or Wilder's first 10 fights against them. We're not going to do that. Because that won't be fair to neither one of them. Okay? That won't be fair to Wilder. That won't be fair to Fury. That won't be fair to Anthony Joshua. Let's start we can start at 10 though. Michael's Sprott. Joshua won, I think his 9th fight. He won the vacant WBC international heavyweight title. Yeah, I never heard of that belt, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I never heard of that belt. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. But his 13th fight, he fought Kevin Johnson. It says he retained the WBC international heavyweight title. 14th fight, he won the vacant Commonwealth heavyweight title. I guess that's a UK belt, a British belt. He retained the WBC heavyweight international title. His 15th fight, he fought Dillian White. Won vacant British heavyweight title. Retained the other 2 international titles and Commonwealth title as well. Okay, now his 16th fight. His 16th fight was his first major title. His 16th fight, he won the IBF heavyweight title. And he fought a PBC fighter by the name of Charles Martin. Charles Martin is with the PBC. So Al Heyman did allow, I don't know if you guys know this now, Al Heyman did allow a PBC fighter, Charles Martin, to fight Anthony Joshua back then. And he allowed another PBC fighter, Andy Ruiz, to fight Anthony Joshua as well. And he allowed another PBC fighter to fight Anthony Joshua, who was in Dominique, Brazil. So his 16th fight, I'm not going to count these other belts. I'm not saying they don't mean anything, but his 16th fight, he won a heavyweight title, IBF heavyweight title. Okay, my brother Wilder, Deontay Wilder, his 26th fight, he beat Kevin Price, 3rd round KO, right? He won the vacant WBC Continental America's heavyweight title. I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not familiar with those other belts that Joshua had, and I'm not familiar with the Continental belt. They got too many damn belts. But I said we're gonna start at 10, right? So Wilder fought Alvaro Morales. He fought Dustin Nichols, Shannon Claude, Harold Schooner. I don't know any of these guys. Jesse Othmans, Kevin Price. He fought Kelvin Price. Yeah, okay, he fought Kelvin Price. I know who he is. Alderley Harrison. I think he's from the UK. Wilder's 33rd fight, he beat Bermane Stiverne in a unanimous decision. And to me, that was one of his best fights. To me, that was one of Wilder's best fights. Bermane Stiverne did show up to fight. That was one of Wilder's best fights. So 33 fights in his career, he finally fought for a major title. He won the WBC heavyweight title. Right? And it's a possibility he could have won it earlier, but maybe the way that his handlers, Shelly Finkel, was handling him, they didn't want him to fight anyone of top caliber. Oh, you see right here, he fought Malik Scott. He fought Malik Scott. And now Malik Scott and Wilder's best of friends, and Malik Scott is training him. Hey, Wilder fought Malik Scott right here, man. Woo, that's the fight when Wilder was all smiling when he walked looking at the crowd. But Wilder's 33rd fight, he fought Bermane Stiverne in Madison Square Garden. It wasn't the MGM Grand. Sorry about that. And he won the WBC heavyweight title. So Wilder won his first major title at his 33rd fight. Joshua won his first major title at his 16th fight. So pretty much half Joshua had half the fights that Wilder had before he won his first major title. That's what we see right there. Now you guys can take that how you want to take that. I'm just calling it like it is. Halim, I can't show that fight no more, man. I had got a copyright strike. Halim, I had got a copyright strike, man. I can't show that no more. I think as soon as I finish the show, I think Malik Scott called YouTube and they gave me a copyright strike. So I can't show that fight. Now, Tyson Fury, again, I'm not going to hold any of these fights against him. He won in his 8th fight, he won the English heavyweight title. Okay. In his 11th fight, he fought John McDermott. Okay, he fought John McDermott in his 8th fight. He won the English title. That went 12 rounds. He won by points. I mean, I went 10 rounds. He won by points. And then he fought John McDermott again. And he won the vacant English heavyweight title. Wait a minute. He fought John McDermott and won the vacant English heavyweight title. Well, no, he won English heavyweight title, and then he won vacant English heavyweight title. Yeah, that don't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to me. He won it at the 8th fight. How can he win it again against John McDermott? That's some bullshit. So he beat John McDermott twice. Then he fought Richard Power, Zach Page. Fury's 15th fight, he won the British Commonwealth heavyweight titles. Okay. His 17th fight, he retained the Commonwealth title. He won the vacant Irish heavyweight title. On his 19th fight, he won the WBO Intercontinental title. So he was winning like British belts, right? His 23rd fight, he fought Derek Chisora. He won the European WBO International title, right? Fury's 25th fight, he beat Vladimir Klitschko. He became the unified champion. He won the WBA Super, IBF, WBO, IBO, and Ring Magazine title. And I think he was the lineal champion as well. Something like that. So his 25th fight, he won 3 titles, like major titles. IBO ain't no major title. WBA, IBF, WBO. IBO really ain't no major title. So he did that. In his he did that in his 25th fight. Let me look at the super chats. Shout out to Tom Zamir for dropping that. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna just say what, $15? You know what I mean? 1/4 of a dub on your boy. So let's see.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Fury beat Klitschko after he held the heavyweight title for 10 years straight and had 25 title defenses before the fight with Fury, above all others. Yeah, he did that, but how many title defenses did Fury have? That's the thing. And that's the thing that people always say. You know what I mean? People say that he beat a guy that was a legend, Vladimir Klitschko. He was a legend in the sport of, he is a legend in the sport of boxing, Hall of Famer. He defended the title for 10 years and had 25 title defenses. Deontay Wilder defended the title for 5 years and had 10 title defenses. How many title defenses did Fury have? And they keep 4/4 of a dub. Yeah, 4/4 of a dub. And that's what they keep going back to. But I'm just pointing out what happened. So Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko on his 25th fight. He won the titles, right? And then we know what happened. He went in retirement. He never defended the titles. So Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko, went on the coke bench, failed drug tests, and had mental depression. And remember now, this fight here with Vladimir Klitschko and Fury, he pulled out of the fight twice. Well, the fight got postponed twice, and then he pulled out in a rematch. But this 25th fight, he won 3 titles and Ring Magazine, so we can't take that from him. So Fury 25th fight, he won titles. Joshua 16th fight, he won a major title. Wilder 33rd fight, he won his first major title. Right? Let's see what else we got. Fury went in retirement. He came back. He fought Sefer Seferi. He fought Francesca Pineda. Never heard of this guy. Never heard of Sefer Seferi. I think this is the guy he kissed in the mouth. And then he fought Deontay Wilder. And we know they had a draw at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. We know that. So we know he had a draw right there, right? And then he fought Tom's. Now remember, I think when Wilder and Fury had the fight, they were supposed to rematch right after that, right? But Fury, I think he ended up signing with Top Rank because Top Rank gave ESPN gave Top Rank a boatload of money, like $100 million. He signed with Top Rank because of that. Well, I think he signed with Top Rank, then they got the money from ESPN, and well, vice versa. But you know what I'm trying to say. Then he fought Tom Schwartz. He didn't sell nothing on that. Like, they was giving away tickets. Oda Wallin did worse than Tom Schwartz. And then he fought Wilder, right? He fought Wilder. And we know what happened there. And then this fight got canceled. So Deontay Wilder had, let's see. Deontay Wilder, when he won the WBC belt from Bermain Stavern, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 title defenses before he lost to Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua, once he won the IBF heavyweight title, he fought Vladimir Klitschko and he won the vacant WBA and IBO titles. Guess how, and he retained the IBF. Guess how he won the vacant WBA and IBO titles? That's because Tyson Fury got stripped of all the belts. Tyson Fury never defended any of the titles, so that's how they became vacant. Had Tyson Fury still had those belts, he probably would have had to fight Vladimir Klitschko again, but he pulled out of that fight. So Joshua won the IBF title, defended it against Vladimir Klitschko, and by defending it, he picked up the WBA and the IBO titles. He fought Carlos Takam, retained the WBA, IBF, IBO titles. He fought Joseph Parker, he won the WBO title, heavyweight title. So he had the IBA. He defended the WBA, the IBF, the IBO, and he won the WBO titles. He fought Alexander Povetkin, and then he lost to Andy Ruiz. So let's see. Let's look at it. So Joshua defended his title 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, unified champion, before he lost to the fat boy Andy Ruiz. Then he fought Andy Ruiz again, regained all of his titles. Then he fought Pulev, regained his titles. Well, he defended his titles, and then he's fighting Alexander Usyk. So Anthony Joshua defended his titles. Deontay Wilder defended his titles. Tyson Fury has never defended a title. Now you can call this hate. You can say, man, coach, you're hating. You can say, man, coach, you're being biased. But guess what? I'm showing you that this is the facts. Joshua won his first major title in 16 fights. Wilder won his first major title in the 33 fights, and he defended it 10 times. He did that. Now we can argue about the level of competition, but the fact of the matter is he did defend the title for 5 years. He did that. I gotta be fair. Joshua defended his titles for 6 times. He had the title for 3 years. He won the major belt in 2016, and he defended it, and he lost it in 2019. He regained it in 2019, and then he defended it again, Pulev, and now he's going to fight Usyk. So he defended his titles. So what makes a champion, guys, is this. What makes a champion is once you win the titles, can you defend it? When you look at fighters throughout the history of boxing, Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston, Larry Holmes, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, all of these, Hakeem Rahman, Shannon Briggs, all of these fighters have one thing in common. That when they became champions, they defended their titles. Darren Spell, shout out to my brother Darren Spell for dropping that $2.99 on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Darren Spell say also Coach AJ has only one rematch on his record. Lady Shan said Joshua will beat 4 undisputed champs back to back too. Yeah, you're right about that. Shout out to my sister Lady Shan for dropping that $2.99 on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, you're right about that. Hold on, check the super chat. Oh, here you go. Now I got him. Let me see. Sorry about that. Tom, sorry about that, brother. Shout out to my brother for dropping that. Hey, man, how to put that? Okay, quarter of a dub, half a dub, 3/4 of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
I had to think about that for a minute, fam. He said, but Wilder had fights against tomato cans, and Fury went mental for 3 years and didn't fight after he got the belt. Yeah, while Fury did go mental, get on drugs, and gain 700 pounds. That is true. Fighters win and lose in boxing. Muhammad Ali, the legend that's standing behind me, Muhammad Ali lost to a fighter that had 8 fights. We're talking about Leon Spinks. It happens in the sport of boxing. So we're looking at these guys' resumes, right? Now you can argue about, well, this guy was a tomato can and yada, 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 depending on which side of the fence you're on. But Lady Shan did make a valid point. All of these guys, let's see. As a matter of fact, let's do this. What did Shan say? Shan said Joshua will beat 4 undefeated champs back to back too. Yeah, I think. And listen, when Joshua fought Pulev, Pulev only loss was to Vladimir Klitschko. As a matter of fact, let's look at that. Because I know people say, oh man, Pulev, he ain't nobody. You know, he's a bum or whatever the case may be. He lost to Vladimir Klitschko back in 2014. His second loss came to Anthony Joshua. Right? Pulev, that's Pulev. Wilder beat Gerald Washington. He beat Bermain Stavern. But now, that ain't Wilder's fault. When he beat Bermain Stavern in the first fight, Bermain Stavern didn't come to fight. That ain't Wilder's fault. I can't even get mad at Wilder for that. The man, Bermain Stavern, we seen how he folded. We seen how he folded back like a lawn chair. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something too, though. This Deontay Wilder and Arthur Spilkel fight, that was a pretty good fight to me. To me, that was a pretty good fight. Wilder set him up good for the knockout. Tom says Fury is the only one who never lost a fight. Yeah, that's true. But another thing I would say too, Tom, is this. When you continue to have fights, eventually you will lose. Every fighter will lose fights. You know how I know that? And throughout the history of boxing, there's only a handful of fighters that never lost a fight. Floyd Mayweather's one, and Rocky Marciano. Now, and Andre Ward hasn't lost a fight. I think he retired 32-0. Kawasaki, he haven't lost a fight. It's only a handful of fighters. It's very rare. If Fury decides to retire today, which is a possibility he may retire before the October 9th fight, he can say, I'm undefeated. I never lost to anyone. And
Hey, Leroy!
Super Chat.
Tom Zamir, shout out to my brother Tom for dropping that 3/4 of a dub on your boy. But you're right about that, though. He's the only one that never lost a fight. But he's also the only one that never defended the title before in his life. He never defended the title before. So you got to throw that in there too. I can't remember the running order. Trevor Bryan is the champion. He's undefeated. Facts. Trevor Bryan is undefeated. Oh, this is Wilder saying he says Joshua's making excuses. It's amazing to use that word excuses on this. So let's look at my boy. You know I gotta look at my dog, Trevor Bryan now. Trevor Jelly Bean Bryan. But Joshua's the only fighter, heavyweight fighter that I trust right now. Look at there. They got King Kong Ortiz. They say he the boogeyman. I don't know who's scared of him. You got Deontay Wilder. You got Tyson Fury. He got COVID. That's what they say. But he in Vegas shaking hands, hugging, kissing babies, yada, 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 yada. His fans do not hold him accountable for anything. There's only one Tyson Fury. You guys are right about that. Alexander Usyk, Povetkin, he retired. Andrew Ruiz, he looked terrible in his last fight. Anthony Joshua, and my main man, Trevor Bryan. So, Trevor Bryan is a champion that's undefeated. 21-0, 15 knockouts, 6'4". Trevor Bryan, he's undefeated. He hasn't defended his title either. Trevor Bryan. He won it in January 29th. I'll remember that fight this year. He hasn't defended the title either. So Trevor Bryan and Tyson Fury has never defended their belt yet. But in defense of Trevor Bryan, he just won it this year. So give him some time. In defense of Trevor Bryan, he just won this year. So give him some time. Kissing babies and shaking hands. Yeah, Devil Lady Sagittarius, he's kissing babies and shaking hands with COVID. And this is another thing I want to ask you guys. Does Tyson Fury have COVID or not? He said, Coach, Fury would get his hands on that Punani and retire from boxing. In 2 months' time, don't anybody worry. This time, he will hurt him. Beyonce, is a pest to Fury, not a competition. He wants Joshua. I don't know, man. Terry's chocolate orange. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Uncle Dave Zilla, what you say? The nerve of him saying excuse. Exactly. Does Tyson Fury have COVID? That's a good question. Because we saw him buying cars and, you know, and kissing babies and hugging women and doing chest bumps. I mean, I don't know. Lady Shan said tested negative all of a sudden. So my question is this. If Tyson Fury tested negative for COVID, why in the hell was the fight canceled? I'm just asking the question. Like, why, if Tyson Fury, the fight was canceled because, you know, and I haven't covered any of this. I know a lot of channels have. I because I told you guys I didn't want to talk about the Wilder and Fury no more. I'm tired. I'm tired of this, you know what I mean? It's the same old shit, soap opera. That's why I'm like, man, let me just pivot and talk to him about Anthony Joshua, man. I ain't got to worry about no fights getting canceled. I ain't got to worry about no excuses, blaming referees, blaming trainers, signing contracts and backing out of fights. I ain't got to worry about that with Joshua. But if this guy had COVID, and if he got tested and they found out he didn't have it, why is the fight canceled? I'm asking the Tyson Fury fans now. Any Tyson Fury fans? Can you please tell me why was the fight canceled? Joseph Parker was seen at the MMA fight smiling. Jared, Big Baby Miller right here, and Jared Anderson. Sorry about that. Not Miller. Jared Anderson, right here in America, future heavyweight champion of the world, American heavyweight champion of the world. He doesn't have COVID. Where did the rumor come out where they say that there was a COVID out, there was an outbreak of COVID? This came from Mike Carpenter. He works for ESPN. ESPN and Top Rank has businesses together. This shit smell like Bob Arum all over again. And probably Tyson Fury. A lot of rumors and speculation going around. I don't think it has anything with hating Fury, Merrill Dixon. Either way, he had a cold. Or not. It's happening in October. About 2 weeks after. Not a big deal. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's about hating Fury. I think it's about it's a pattern that people are seeing. So my question is this. All the Fury fans, why was the fight canceled? So Larry Sellers say he did have it. Then he tested negative. If you have the flu during training camp, you wouldn't be expected to fight in the scheduled date. The fight would have been pushed back. Do we have any proof that Tyson Fury has it? What about Joseph Parker? They said it was a breakout of COVID in Tyson Fury's camp. They said it was a breakout. Did Joseph Parker have it? What about F.A. Jabba? What about Jared Anderson? What about Sugar Hill? I'm just asking. Butch said they got canceled for the same reasons a child say they sick and don't want to go to school. Hey, King Biden says, I'm going to be surprised if the October date got pushed back as well. Guys, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Trevor says it's postponed because Fury ducked. Very simple. Leon Musa said that the COVID is global. The COVID is global. Anyone can be infected. Merrill Dixon said, was it a snake move? Yes, but I understand why. Not make it easier. Not not make it easier fighter and drain your opponent before you even get in the ring. Lisa Bell says, Third Coast royalty wrong. He had the biggest attendance, Wembley. He also set pay-per-view records in the UK. Waiting for the haters to say AJ Duck and Usyk. Waiting for that. Oh, super chat. Where's the super chat at? I didn't see it. Shout out to Tom for dropping that 3/4 of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
I also believe that Fury is the only one who handled the punch of a bronze liar. I wouldn't use that word liar, Tom, because Tyson Fury is a liar as well. And truth be told, Wilder my only gripe with him was he lied about all the excuses, the reason why he lost the fight this one time. But Tyson Fury has a history of lying. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's see, can I do this? Let's see, can I do this? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see. I'm trying to find something, guys, because I want to make sure. They moved the interview, bro. They moved it. They removed this interview off the internet. I'm looking for it. Wow. Bruh, because I had it saved. They removed this interview off the internet. Yeah, this interview got removed off the internet. The one where Fury says, you never know if I'm lying or telling the truth. You never know with me. You never know if I'm lying or telling the truth, because when I'm telling the truth, people think I'm lying, and when I'm lying, people think I'm telling the truth. They removed the interview. Wow. I wonder why they did that. Now I know what I got to do. Yeah, they removed it, bro. They removed it, bro. Yeah, this fight has been removed. I mean, that interview been removed. But anyways, back to what I was saying. King might have said, why hasn't Wilder asked for any proof of Fury's COVID? To be honest, to be fair to Wilder, I think Wilder's like, man, I'm tired of this shit. You know, because if Wilder come out and say something, then it's like he's like beating a dead horse with Tyson Fury. Wilder came out and said everything he needed to say. He said that Tyson Fury is a liar. You can't trust him. He's a cheater, this and that. Like, what else is he going to say? Terry Chocolate said, Coach, Fury was focused on the big undisputed fight with Joshua. I don't think, Then out of the blue, he's been told in 8 weeks, you're fighting Wilder again. He needs to be given time to make changes, and it takes more. Yeah, but that's kind of contradictory because Fury knew he was going to fight Wilder because they had a venue already booked already, Terry's Chocolate. Bob Arum had the July 24th date already booked already. And Tyson Fury said in plenty of interviews, don't be surprised if you see me fighting Deontay Wilder again. I have the receipts. I have all the receipts here. Well, Fury said this. Don't be surprised if you see me in the ring fighting Deontay Wilder again. So he knew he was going to fight Deontay Wilder, and he don't need any more time. I mean, he hasn't fought. He hasn't fought in 17 months. How much more time does he need? That's an excuse. He hasn't fought in 17 months. How much more time does he need? How much more time does he need? He hasn't fought in 17 months. Shout out to Tom Zamir for dropping that 3/4 of a dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Wilder tried to demolish the name of the legend in Mark Breland. Yes, he did. Yeah, Jabril. I did see Big John Fury's interview about Wilder. I saw that. My problem is, this is my problem. If Tyson Fury does not have COVID, why was this fight canceled? Now, I believe the fight was canceled because of poor ticket sales. But if you listen to the Alphabet Boy channels, the fight was almost sold out. It was doing well. Well, if the fight was almost sold out, it was doing well, why cancel the fight? So there's a lie in it somewhere. Somebody's lying. It's either, okay, let's go with Tom. Tom said that, okay, let's do this, guys. Tom said that, that's not it. Tom said that Fury need more time to get ready. That's why the fight was postponed. So that means that when Mike Carpenter said that Tyson Fury camp had an outbreak of COVID, that was a lie. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not trying to deflect. Honestly, Coach, Fury is never afraid of somebody like Wilder. Do you think Fury is afraid? No, we're not going to do that. I'm not talking about Fury being afraid. My issue is the fight was canceled. Let's stay on topic, Terry. The fight was canceled because Mike Carpenter said that Tyson Fury had COVID and there was an outbreak of COVID. Come to find out, that was a lie. So we're going to throw fear out of the way. I want to stay on point. I want to stay on topic. Why was this fight canceled? Alphabet Boys are saying that Tyson Fury is ducking Wilder because he wasn't ready, right? Fury's camp or somebody saying that, hey, man, Fury ain't ducking nobody. The fight was canceled because of poor ticket sales. Tickets wasn't doing well. Alphabet Boys saying, oh, man, wait a minute, man, the ticket sales is doing well. The fight was selling out. My question is, we're not going to talk about who's afraid of who. Why is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight not happening? Why was this fight canceled? Breland said he never gave Wilder water. The lie detector determines that was a lie. Did the lie detector show that Mark Breland spiked this water? And I just had the legendary trainer and coach on here, Tommy Brooks. Tommy Brooks debunked all of that. Third Coast Royalty. Breland said Deontay Wilder said he had an autopsy and the autopsy revealed he had a dent in his skull. Deontay Wilder said the costume was the reason why his legs got weak. Deontay Wilder said that. So you want to talk about lie detectors? I can go on and on with lies from Deontay Wilder. Don't be, we can do that all day. I got all the receipts. You probably new to this channel, but I got all the receipts, bro. I can eat to that real easy, but I'm not going to do it today. Probably get you Sunday though, Sunday or Monday. Tyson Fury had egg wakes in his gloves. We got proof. Ain't showing no proof of nothing. So Alan Skill said, let's take it easy. Let's make it easy, coach. When it comes to Tyson Fury, when it comes to Tyson and Fury, it's safe to say they're both aligned. Yeah. So basically, this fight is not happening. Deontay Wilder lied on Mark Breland. Said that the man spiked his water, said he had proof. He lied and said that the costume drained his legs. Well, that's a possibility. I don't know. He said that he had proof that Tyson Fury cheated and had egg wakes in his glove. 17 months went by. We haven't seen any proof of that yet. He said that on the black referee, Kenny Bailey was a crab in the bucket referee, wanted to see him lose. He said that the boxing conspired against him. You guys know who've been on this channel. Like this guy, he's new. He hasn't been on this channel before, so he don't know he's new. But you know, I did the exhibit already. I broke all that down. And I try to stay away from it now because it's like beating a dead horse. I don't debunk this shit already. So pro Tyson Fury, look at the pictures from the fight. I'm not looking at no YouTube pictures that can be photoshopped. The fact of the matter is, Deontay Wilder said that he had proof. He was going to show proof that Tyson Fury cheated him. He was going to show proof that his water bottle was spiked. But even though he took a drug test and the drug test showed that he had nothing in his system, Deontay Wilder said that the costume made his legs weak. Kevin Ollie interview, Deontay Wilder said that Tyson Fury put some kind of juju on him, all of this stuff. So you guys want to pick and choose what you want to talk about when it comes to Deontay Wilder. The man said 13, 14 different reasons why he lost the fight, and you take one or two things that you want to focus on while ignoring the other 13 things. Tyson Fury fans do the same thing. I'm not going to play these crackhead games today. I get it. I understand. But I'm going to go back to what I said. This fight has been canceled. Why? If Tyson Fury does not have... No, I'm finna get ready to go. I'm not finna pull up anything. I'm running over on time anyways. We can do that for another day. If Tyson Fury doesn't have COVID, why was this fight canceled? Somebody lying. That means Tyson Fury either lied, Mike Carpenter lied, somebody lying. You scandalized Mark Breland's name. That's why I fell out with Deontay Wilder. If it's one reason why I stopped fucking with Wilder, it was because of that, Mark Breland. I've been consistent with that. Threw another black man under the bus, but you're supposed to be pro-black. Terry's chocolate says that he says that Fury delays because of bad ticket sales and need more preparation time. Well, why they just won't say that? Oh, you say, but it's just speculation. Everybody has their own opinion. Truth is, we don't know the truth. Exactly, Terry. Now, Terry, I agree with that. Everybody has their own opinion. The truth is we don't know the truth. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Shout out to Christopher Darby for dropping that half a dub on your boy. That's two pounds.
Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah. Butch Cassidy said they both lied, but the question is why. I have no idea. Both lied. Peter Varnock said canceled. I thought the fight was postponed until October. True or false? It is true that the fight has been postponed, but the July 24th date was canceled. My question is, Peter, my brother, why was the fight postponed to October 29th, and why was the July 4th fight canceled? I'm gonna address this one time. Third Coast Royalty. Can I pull up any proof that Deontay Wilder had that his water bottle was spiked? Can I pull up any proof that Tyson Fury put egg weights in his gloves, even though J. Deeves was right there in the locker room? Can I pull up any proof that the costume was the reason why that his legs was weak? Can I pull up any proof that Tyson Fury put juju on Deontay Wilder? Can I pull up any proof that the Kenny Bates, the referee, was a crab in the bucket referee and was helping Tyson Fury, even though he took points from Tyson Fury in the fight? He says y'all don't live in reality over here. Bye, Felicia. I don't know why you keep coming back, Trev. You keep coming back. You just keep coming back. Bye. Don't let the door hit you. What a good Lord split you. You and Sam UK. You a Deontay Wilder fan. Sam UK is a Tyson Fury fan. Bye. Woo! Bye. But I appreciate you though. Appreciate you. Anyways, guys, let me go ahead and shut this show down. Let's give everybody a shout out. Shout out to all the trolls. Shout out to Meryl Dixon. Shout out to Lisa Bell. Shout out to Lady Shan. Shout out to Christopher Darby. Shout out to Peter Von Arts. Shout out to Terry's Chocolate. Shout out to Aquarius Brown. Shout out to Dr. Hook. Shout out to Meryl Dixon. Shout out to Debilated Sagittarius. Shout out to Devin Mosley. Sorry about that. Shout out to Christopher Darby. Shout out to my brother Peter Von Arts. Shout out to JH Lethal. Shout out to Nora Abstract. Shout out to my sister Lady Shan once again. Shout out to Third Coast Royalty, who is, wow. Third Coast Royalty and Sam UK, both of y'all are very similar. One is a Wilder fan, one is a Fury fan, and both of y'all are very like just alike, literally, but on the opposite side of the spectrum. Shout out to Demethar. Shout out to Alan Skill. Shout out to Butch Cassidy. Shout out to Dion Lewis. Shout out to Big Harry. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to King K.O. Shout out to King Midas, just like King Midas, as I was told. Everything that I touch turned to gold. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Cliff Bailey. Shout out to the guy who represents Deontay Wilder who keep coming over here. I'm not an LD. I'm not an Alphabet Boy channel. I think you need to stay over there with them. Pretty much. They'll keep pushing that narrative for you that you guys want. Shout out to Jules and Nicholas. Shout out to Dr. Hook. Shout out to Demethar. Shout out to Shondell. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to Big Harry. Shout out to Third Coast Royalty. Shout out to Aquarius Brown. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. Shout out to Devin Mosley. Sorry about that. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Meryl Dixon. Shout out to Smile Back If You're Ugly. Shout out to Bon Scott. Shout out to Shondell Bailey. Shout out to Christopher Darby. Shout out to Wole. What's going on, fam? Shout out to my brother Charlo. We're going to send a shout out to Karma Serene, even though she wasn't here. Shout out to Karma Serene. Shout out to Smith & West, who was here. Shout out to Dr. Hook. Shout out to Debilated Sagittarius. What's good, fam? Shout out to Jeff Lucietta. Shout out to Aquarius Brown. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. Shout out to the fanboys, man. Shout out to the fanboys. I can't stand y'all ass, to be honest with you. Y'all keep coming back though, so I'm gonna keep roasting your ass. Other than that, man, shout out to the legendary coach and trainer, Tommy Brooks. Shout out to Tommy Brooks. Shout out to Haleen. Shout out to Coach Asgy. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Y'all please go over there and subscribe to Major Key Boxing. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year's over with. That's our goal. 1,000 subscribers before the year's over with. Shout out to Lisa Bells. Shout out to Anna Lee. Shout out to Kathy W. Shout out to my sister, Lady Shan. Please subscribe to her YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please support and subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing. Shout out to Coach, the legendary Coach Tommy Brooks. Shout out to PED. Shout out to Meryl Dixon. Shout out to Ivan. Shout out to you. Shout out to Stu Brunts. And even shout out to the fanboys. Just know that I cannot stand you fanboys. Shout out to Uncle Dave Zilla. Just know that I cannot stand you fanboys. I like fans, I don't like fanboys. If I offend you, I do not apologize. I promise you fanboys, if you leave or unsubscribe, there will be 200 more taking your place. Why? Because I know what I'm doing. I know how to get subscribers. Don't need you. Remember that. Shout out to everybody in the chat who I love and love the sport of boxing. My sister Karma Serene, Lady Shan, Lisa Bells. Shout out to all of the sisters. All of the women. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in the UK who love the sport of boxing. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in the United States who love the sport of boxing. Shout out to Paul CX. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to With the Sleeve. And if you are a fanboy, if I offend you, I'm so happy that I do. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Other than that, that's it. This is our boy Coach Malachi Williams. Represent for New Media Today, USA Boxing. Signing out once again, guys. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.